Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you were looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, then you have come to the right place. We are opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, we can help break it down and make it as easy to understand as possible. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that suits your interests. Most of our series will have 8 spots, which represent the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, that means you have a 1 in 8 chance to win that item at an extremely discounted rate. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune into the next available live breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at noon, 3, or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you will see your name appear on the screen when your specific break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that evening's dice roll number. Once randomization is over, the list of names of people that bought into that live break will be matched up with a specific division. If the item that is pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations, you just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia. Want to guarantee yourself an item as opposed to testing your luck? Some of the series that you see on the live break page can be purchased under the mystery box tab of our website. Those boxes could either be shipped directly to your door or open live on the air before being sent to you. While you are there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Points Club. This exclusive club earns you points toward specific discounts, signed items, or exclusive events each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you have been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Welcome in and good afternoon, breakers and breakettes, to another edition of the Ultimate Autographs live break room setting here from the city of beautiful Burr Ridge, Illinois, coming to you live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever planet you might be tuning in from. This is the planet of breaking that's going to go down here at the 12 o'clock hour. Rob and Chinmay once again back at it, staying in the same seat, so make sure to buckle up for what's going to be another fun edition of breaking. So we had 5 total breaks, Chinmay, for those that are just tuning in, go down in the 9 o'clock hour, and a lot of them were minis. We had a brand new series drop as well in the baseball mixer series as well. So that old mixer series and went by the boards. We had a Randall Cunningham, which turned out to be a mini helmet, a very nice lunar mini helmet. Yeah, correct. That I should mention. And that's no longer around, but the baseball bats are here to stay. How was your little half an hour hiatus that we had?
It was good. It was good. A nice little break from all things here in the break room. But yeah, that baseball series is loaded. We got 30 boxes with 20 headliners in 30 boxes. It's one of the best ratios of any series in the room that I've ever seen in general, not just a baseball series or a particular. There have been some headliner series or speed flex series where every helmet is a speed flex. But this baseball series, not all of them are baseball bats. Got some helmets in there as well, some jerseys as well. But yeah, 20 headliners in 30 boxes. Get yourself in on some baseball with the World Series Game 2 tonight.
Yeah, Game 2 of the Fall Classic. Doesn't get much better than that. We're actually just, I believe, 2 days away from a sports equinox.
Yeah.
Where we have baseball, basketball, hockey, and football all commencing at the same time.
Well, we are technically in the equinox because everything is going on.
Every sport being played on
every sport being played on the same day.
Yeah, so that's gonna take place on Monday if my days are correct. So that'll be on.
If you count college
the
football,
27th.
it'll be today.
So that could be the sports quintuplet, if you include that.
Yeah.
So even though not too many, not really any college action going on Mondays,
Monday would be the correct day.
Would be the big boys, the pros. But yeah, so you're talking about Game 2 of the World Series tonight. Still no love to the hometown Toronto Blue Jays, who, keep in mind, guys, the Dodgers, again, reason why Toronto has home field. They had one fewer win in the regular season than the Toronto Blue Jays. So they had a dominant 11-4 victory last night. Talked about it in the morning show. So actually a really funny thing, Chinmay, as we got ourselves into the dice roll to get started today here for the 12 o'clock hour. Dan Plesac, former great relief pitcher, and for the longest time, he's been a commentator and analyst on MLB Network. He's actually been there since their inception in 2009. They were doing a live break, live look-in or whatever into that game because, of course, you have Joe Davis and John Smoltz on the call on Fox Sports. So they're watching the game as it goes along, and they're watching it on the desk. And Plesac called the Addison Barger pinch hit grand slam that really put the game away. And he almost fell out of his chair, actually. He was going so crazy and all over the place with it. So that's exciting stuff. And I want the same level of excitement here in the room today. I want this chair to be rocking back and forth. If you hear a lot of creaking over here, it's because I'm just excited and anticipated again in some of these breaks. So we had a pretty high number. We had the number 11 go on in the dice roll in the earlier show, so neither of us were right. So one of us have got to get on the board. So what are you feeling?
I'm rolling with 8 again.
Rolling with 8.
Yeah.
Everybody likes 8, man. Everybody likes to go with the number 8. I never go with 8 because it's always taken. So I'll go with the number 6.
All right.
We went super high. Gonna go super low here. And okay, 4s do not work. Neither does 5. Neither does 5. We're never going to have a dice roll, guys. 9.
Okay.
9 is what it's going to be today. So if you guys are wondering what the significance is of the dice roll, for those that might be tuning in for the first time, again, on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, please feel free to let Chinmay and I know how you found us. I was going to say where you came from. I don't need to know that. We do not need to know that. But how you found us, we were lucky enough to have Ben Miller, who joined us in the morning show. Ben was kind enough to let us know that he found us on Instagram. Also said that he was a Lions fan. He was looking for some Jahmyr Gibbs and Jared Goff memorabilia, which, by the way, we'll get to him shortly. But we do have Jared Goff available in the QB Room series. So very, very nice there. And something for the regulars and, of course, anybody that tunes in for the first time. If you have indeed won some memorabilia here at Ultimate Autographs, we do have a ad contest that is available for you guys right now. Enter the chance to win a Ultimate Autographs unboxing video challenge for a chance to win a $250 Ultimate Autographs gift card. Chinmay does not get much better than that. That $250 Ultimate Autographs gift card, that can take you a long way. Yeah. That can get you in a basically any double box break that we have available right now for prices. For the jerseys, you can basically buy out almost an entire jersey series. You might actually be able to do 29 times 8 at home and see what you can get to on that. I think, that definitely, and some change left over for that. The minis go at $51 a piece, so that'll get you a lot of movement there. But even if you don't come in first, well, guess what? Second or third isn't too bad either. $100 for second, $50 for third. Send your submissions to marketing@ultimateautographs.com. Keep it to about 15 to 30 seconds, guys. That's what the boss man has indeed told me. Short, sweet, and also, since the cutoff is on Halloween, by the way, end of the month, happening to fall on Halloween next Friday, get a little creative. Throw on your Halloween costume before you go out trick-or-treating with the kids, or you have an adult Halloween, which actually leads me to my my next question. So, got any spooky Halloween plans? Because I'm not going to see you until the morning after Halloween next Saturday.
No, I have no crazy Halloween plans. I have usually not been a big going out on Halloween person.
That's fair. That's fair.
Obviously, the trick or treating when I was a kid, getting the candy and all that stuff. Yeah. I've never really been a person who goes out. I know for some reason it's a huge. It rivals St. Patrick's Day in terms of volume at the local establishments.
Yeah, no, I mean,
which is I mean, obviously great for business, but has never really been my thing, and a lot of people that I know really never really been our thing.
I think, especially, look, we live right outside of the Chicagoland area. Some of us here at UA, we live in Chicago and commute to here. Me personally, I'm far more on the western suburbs side. So, but still, I live about an hour outside of it. And whether it's Christmas, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, as you just mentioned, there is an abundance of places to go, an abundance of things, especially in the Chicagoland area where you have, River North, Wrigleyville, West Loop, South Loop. We have just a ton of things like that. So, for me, for Halloween, man, it's going to be I really like to live it up on Halloween traditionally. I usually have like a family party or something that I end up going to, or I end up going out, and kick it with some of my friends, but just for one night. But I think those days, just because of the fact that I am here on Fridays and Saturdays, gonna be. I'm gonna take down my Snickers and Kit Kat consuming count. So let's get ourselves into the Chase wheel spin here, guys. And let's see what that is going to look like for us today. So this is typically what it looks like for the Chase wheel spin. But in all honesty, I do want to see some movement go on. We saw the QB room get the Chase wheel spin and the morning show. We're not going to go back in time. We're going to stay right in the present and look forward to the future. I talked to Lady Luck in between the show and we came to a general consensus, Chinmay. She said in honor of the 121st World Series ever and our brand new series that came out this morning, Charles Nelson certainly wants to see it happen. He said, let's get a baseball break done. Let's get a little bit of a help in that direction. The baseball mixer series is going to be the Chase wheel spin for you guys. All 30 items are available with, as Chinmay mentioned, 20 freaking headliners, guys. It is very rare to ever see a 2-0 number in the headliner category, so that's where we are going to start today by getting ourselves back into the break room. Derek says, afternoon, guys. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for tuning back in. Derek, hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon with us. We're going to get our college live football updates from Chinmay as we go along here. Is your Tigers playing this afternoon?
They are. That'll be a 2:30 kick. So we will probably be off the air by that point. But I will definitely have an update on the 3 p.m. show for my Tigers against Vanderbilt.
Awesome. And then you're going to be here with Rip.
I will
well.
be.
So
I will be.
You'll be on air during that. So you guys will be talking some Gators and Tigers for this Saturday's slate.
Yes, sir.
Jordan, what's going on, man? By the way, very, very glad that you and Mike were able to work out that discrepancy last show. Very happy to hear that. He said, what's left in the jerseys and the minis? So since you put in a request, I will oblige you, my good man. So the jerseys, let's start off with that bad boy at 5 spots remaining in this jersey series. 24 boxes are available, 13 total headliners, guys. I'm not great at math, but I could tell you that's better than a 1 in 2 chance. That is close to 60% for the jerseys. In terms
I don't believe
of
a
getting
single headliner has been
headliner.
pulled yet in the jersey series.
I believe you're correct. Every single guy that you see here, including Chinmay's main man, Jordan Love. He's got nothing but love for Jordan. This is not the only series, by the way, you cheeseheads out there. We have him as a specialty helmet, actually, and a different series that we'll talk about just in a little bit. The current quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, are they the favorites to come out of the NFC? Some say yes, some say no. Chinmay's heart says yes, his brain's going to say no. But they're definitely going to be in contention to come out of the NFC this year. Matt LaFleur, arguably the winningest coach. I think he might actually be the winningest coach in the NFL since he came into the league 5 years ago. He's
close.
definitely towards the top.
Up there, yeah.
Definitely towards the top. But once to get into that big game for the first time in his career, he certainly has the roster to do it, led by J. Lo. Lawrence Taylor, greatest defensive player of all time, question mark. I hate to make this a Green Bay Packers themed show so far, but him, Reggie White, they have 2 of the best defensive peaks ever. Many people will say Lawrence Taylor. I have to be in agreement. He is a UA break room legend. On the field, in the break room, we see him all the time. Mm-hmm. Make sure to get LT for just $29, man. $29 for LT. Anquan Bolden, AB baby. Oh, all a part of the Bird Gang. Red Gang. What's going on? Let's see Red today.
We should get
in this break room.
We should get Anquan Bolden in the jerseys, Trey McBride in the minis, Jordan Love in the QB room speed flex, and Jordan Love in the jerseys. We should hit all those in this show.
Yeah.
Get the cycle across the break series, and we can be a little happier on the desk knowing that we got Packers and Cardinals.
All that takes, guys, all it takes is somebody to get lucky at a QB room single, a buy into the minis double, and get ourselves a jersey single.
Look, jerseys,
we see that happen all the time.
Jerseys 5 to go, minis 4 to go, QB room single 6 to go. Not entirely out of the question that we could have all those breaks come through here.
Definitely a possibility. No reason why you can't go that way, my man. So let's see if we can get some things trending in the right direction. Anquan Bolden, though, 2003 Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Arizona Cardinals, still to this day, has the single-season franchise record for most receiving yards in a rookie season. This guy certainly had a lot of Houston Oilers. You guys remember the Houston Oilers? I don't. That precedes me, but just goes to show you the overall mark that this man left in his NFL and CFL playing career. and the great Warren Moon. He was the first ever African-American quarterback to get inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Number 1 on the back of the jersey, number 1 in Houston fans' hearts. Also, Chiefs, Vikings quarterback as well. And Warren Moon, you got him on the Oilers in this series here. How about the original TB12? I hear a lot about this Tom Brady guy. Well, guess what? Terry Bradshaw was the original TB12. He knew how to win games when it mattered most. He was really one of the original gunslinging quarterbacks back in the 70s, back when it was a ground and pound, 3 inches and a cloud of dust type of football, where it's like, hey, you put up 17 points, you're probably in a good place to win 17 to 20 points.
Right.
So, Terry Bradshaw helped break the modern mold for how quarterbacks are now viewed in the NFL. Speaking of a modern day player, I think the word, I like to use it a lot, Chinmay. I don't know how you like to use this in terms of offensive skill sets. I like to consider Tyreek an extreme gadget player. He's a guy that you can run end arounds for. He's a guy that you can do just about anything with. When he first got drafted by Kansas City, they used him on special teams because of his speed. He led the league in receiving yards his first year in Miami when he was a back-to-back first-team All-Pro member. Unfortunately, he had the leg fracture in week 2 this year that has sidelined him for the rest of the season. So we wish Tyreek the best to come back because the game is much better with Tyreek on it. So
for sure.
One of the most electrifying wide receivers in the sport today. However, one player who has returned from injury and has done it in a big way is ABCD Lamb, Cedarian Lamb, or Eights, as he goes by off the field. I actually was texting him between the show. I was like, Eights, I'm going to be talking about you in 2 different series today,
the playmaker.
Man. The playmaker. Yeah, I was like, you tuning in today? He's like, I'm actually going out golfing with Jerry. So I'm like, okay, cool. So
makes sense.
Yeah, so him, Jerry, Dak, Jake Ferguson, they're all going golfing today. So getting ready before their Sunday matchup out in Denver tomorrow in the Mile High City, which, looking at this over here, you're going to be paying quite a lot of attention to that Dallas game. So one of Chinmay's 3 picks that he had in our spread picks during the 9 a.m. show. Dan Marino, Dan the man. Now, this is a very rare exception, especially nowadays in sports, because obviously it is a player empowerment across all sports. Having one player represent a singular franchise and do it at the volume that Dan Marino did, it's a reason why he remains a legend. Yeah. He is considered I think, I'm not just speaking for myself. I think I'm speaking for most football fans when I say he's considered the greatest football player ever without a ring. Or he's definitely in that conversation for it. He's definitely in that conversation for it. Talk about breaking the modern mold for quarterbacks. Is MVP that he won his second year. He threw for over 5,000 yards, led a 14-win Miami team to the Super Bowl. Dan Marino, number 13 for the Miami Dolphins. Emmitt Smith, all-time leading rusher in NFL history for the Dallas Cowboys. He is available in this jersey series as well, the 3-time Super Bowl champion. And, of course, come on, Arizona Cardinals legend, Emmitt Smith. He's not on the Cardinals jersey. I don't think there's an Emmitt Smith Cardinals jersey out there. And if there is one...
There probably is one.
If there is one, you're not going to find it here. We got the good stuff for Emmitt. We got 22 with the Cowboys. That's where his legendary career was played a vast majority of. Speaking of a legend, Joe Montana. You have to pick one quarterback for a big game to save your season. Joe Montana is on the short list of quarterbacks to do so. Super Bowl winning quarterback for Mr. Montana. Top 15 all-time in playoff passer rating speaks for itself. He's made some of the biggest throws in NFL playoff history as well. Again, guys, the ratios are great. 13 total headliners, 24 boxes left in the jerseys. This is a fresh jersey series. Also, the minis for you, Jordan, as well. We had a lot of mini action. Chinmay just mentioned it. We're down to 4 spots available in that series. The minis overall for those ratios, you guys love those ratios. 6 total headliners, 14 boxes available. We saw the Eric Dickerson go in the photoed headliners and the Mike Allstott in the secondary in the last show. So that leaves us with still some very good goodies. We're talking about, we don't really have Halloween plans.
Yeah.
If I was going trick-or-treating and I had, a pillow sack, I don't want a king-size Snicker bar or Kit Kat. Give me a mini helmet. That'll fit in there. Drop me in that. Or if I'm going to bring, if I end up bringing my truck up with, if I have like this big truck in the back, just drop a couple speed flexes in the back, which we'll get to soon. But this would make anyone's Halloween, in my opinion. Getting one of these nice little minis here. So Emmitt Smith, just talked about him. All-time leading rusher in the NFL here on the jersey, on the minis. He also is in the jerseys at $52 a piece. Ray Lewis. Heard of him? He's a pretty good football player. Two-time Super Bowl champion. He led arguably, and again, I say arguably because the 1985 Bears defense gets a lot of love here, but that 2000 Ravens defense was nothing to sniff at either. All respect, and I'm not throwing any shade, but I'm going to throw some shade at Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer is a Super Bowl winning starting quarterback because of the 2000 Ravens defense. That is how phenomenal of a defense that was. And it was headlined by Ray Lewis, also the great University of Miami Hurricane as well. Some say the best linebacker ever next to Lawrence Taylor. I could certainly argue that.
Sure.
I could certainly agree with that myself. George Kittle, the best all-around tight end in the game today. I'm sure you saw the comment that he made after the Sunday Night Football game last week. He apologized to all. He didn't call them fantasy players. He called them fantasy managers.
Yeah.
He said, I'm sorry, fantasy managers. I let you down. And, all the prop bettors out there, I let you down. He had 2 targets, 0 catches. He worked his way back from a hamstring injury. But, hell of a blocker. Certainly had helped the run game for Christian McCaffrey and company.
He has a good matchup against the Texans. They're a solid defense, but they have been sneakily giving up some big plays. So I'll be interested to see George Kittle do some damage on Sunday. It's a National Tight Ends Day, I believe.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
or
that's
it's the weekend
Sunday.
of tight ends or whatever. Yeah.
Well, happy National Tight Ends Day to whoever your tight end is out there. Mine, he's in the bottom right-hand corner. He's available left. You know what? I'm not even going to be biased. Even if I wasn't a Cardinals fan, I personally think that this is the most aesthetically pleasing mini in this entire series, Chinmay, and that Trey McBride. This is on the new rivalry helmet, guys. The Cardinals ended up wearing this during their primetime game about 3 weeks. No, it was actually during week 1 or 2, I should say, against the Seattle Seahawks. We wore these in primetime. It was a Monday night game that we played. It was either week 1 or week 2. Awesome helmet for Mr. Trey McBride. CD Lamb as well. Just mentioned him in the jerseys. Him and Emmitt Smith both. So a lot of Cowboys left. For all you Cowboys fans out there, come get your CD Lamb and Emmitt Smith Cowboys game on. Now, the J-Mo and Laporta is not available there. Derek in the minis, unfortunately, my man. Charles wants to see that baseball break get done. We're looking to go in there. Jordan said there's 3 to go in the jerseys, 3 to go in the minis now, and 2 to go in the jerseys, as he's giving us good live updates here. So he is correct.
Yeah. 2
in the jerseys, 3 in the minis, guys. So we are in the red zone on both of those. So did not have a pre-fill coming into the show. So I love to see some early, because as soon as somebody gets the ball rolling here and we start to see a lot of the goodies pop out, which is what I was hoping to get a little bit more of towards the end of the last show, Chinmay, just because of the fact that we saw a couple headliners in Dickerson and Allstock get pulled. So usually once we see those big names pop out, it's like, okay, now we're starting to see some of these, what the overall name value of these guys are. So let's talk about the Chase wheel spin for this today. Oh, look at that. Steven, right on cue. He said, what's the Chase wheel spin for today? So that's crazy how that works out. Welcome in, Steven. What's going on, man? Chase wheel spin is going to be for the baseball mixer series. So we ended up closing out our multi-sport mixer with the Randall Cunningham that got pulled in the 9 a.m. show. It's the Fall Classic series, baby. Self-explanatory. It is baseball season. So let's put on those batting gloves, step into the batter's box, and get ready to swing those shillelaghs because we're looking for our first break in this baseball series.
Yeah, it has been untouched, which is the best part of the series right now for those who are jumping in. It's been untouched, so all 30 boxes are available, and all 20, I repeat, 20 headliners are available in those 30 boxes. So jump in to the baseball series for sure. And you jump in and it closes out. You get yourself in the Chase wheel spin, chance to win some UA credit back at the end of the show.
Didn't see that happen in the 9 a.m. show. We have the QB room for that, which, by the way, that is, if you are here to play for speed flexes, this is it right here. We have the double box break starting at $316 a price point.
Not just speed flexes, the best speed flexes.
The best speed flexes.
Patrick Mahomes speed flex, Josh Allen speed flex, Jalen Hurts speed flex, all still available. I don't know that I've ever seen a Patrick Mahomes speed flex just sitting there and people are like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on the Mahomes.
Anytime you can get a chance at a Patrick Mahomes speed flex, as Chinmay is alluding to, for a $158 price point in a single, you got the Ghost Visor, gray Patty Mahomes signature right above the KC insignia there in that QB room. Again, when we're talking about the best of the best, there is a tier of memorabilia autographs in the NFL. It's Tom Brady as the king. And then let's call Patrick Mahomes the prince of NFL memorabilia and signatures.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is slowly starting to climb up those ranks, but it's those two above everybody else. So a Mahomes Speed Flex for $158, guys. That automatically is going to go up, I would say, at least 15 to 20 times worth its value.
Yeah.
That's going to go for easily 2,500 to 3,000.
I mean, I could look this up right now.
Exactly. So, Arthur Turley, what's going on, Arthur? How's it going, my man? He said, I won the Kurt Warner lid last night in the QB Room series. Can you tell me why it is yellow? So for this one right here for the Kurt Warner, that would be on the St. Louis Rams. So this is just a different looking Kurt Warner lid, which, by the way, Arthur, congratulations to you, brother, winning that. KW, one of my favorite quarterbacks, being a Cardinals fan, but this is just a different looking Rams lid. So this is also the cool part about this QB Room and Authentic Helmet series there. This is the Speed Flex for Kurt Warner, but this is a very different Rams looking lid than I've seen before for him.
Sure.
So that also is what makes the series really, really awesome, guys. Like, look at this Jordan Love, for example. You know, you got the yellow cheese drip from the cheese head
There's a video
lid.
for the J Love, right?
The J Love has a video.
The video definitely does a better job of explaining things.
This is the Brady that got pulled.
Yeah.
This is the Josh Allen. By the way, this Josh Allen is available, guys.
Still available.
On a Speed Flex
Still
in the
room.
series. And then the one that Chinmay is salivating over, and rightfully so, is that Jordan Love. Jordan Love right there on the custom Speed Flex. The painters for these helmets, guys, they're one of one. They're modern day Picassos. Just to be able to get that, to me, it's just the indentations here. I just love
very well done.
Just the patterns. It goes, it stays the same. It goes up a little bit, drips down. Like it also gives that Halloween type of vibe too. Like you think of like blood dripping type of, that's the type of spooky Halloween vibe I get from it, just in Green Bay Packers colors.
So you talked about value a second ago with Mahomes.
Yes.
So on the NFL shop, Patrick Mahomes signed rep helmet. So not a Speed Flex, not an authentic, a rep helmet is going for just under $2,000. Add in the Speed Flex value, which is, by the way, what the pros wear.
Yep.
So the Speed Flex is what the pros wear.
Yep.
And you're talking about a significant jump. I mean, I'm seeing things that are $3,500, $3,600. I'm seeing things that are $5K or more. So the values out there on Mahomes are only going up. And he's playing pretty well right now, if you haven't noticed. And the Chiefs might be heading back to the Super Bowl for a fourth straight year.
Yeah, I mean, doing that in the modern era, too, is just unbelievable. I mean, for me, pound for pound, prime for prime, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback I have ever seen. Now, I have real estate purchased on Patrick Mahomes' Goat Island. I extend an invitation, a vocational voucher for you to come take a trip on Mahomes Goat Island. It's a great time. We prop up 1-5 as the best prime quarterback ever. That's our argument. I'm an advanced stats nerd, so I have a lot of that stuff to back me up. Look, in all seriousness, though, going back on that point for building up value, right? For this Patrick Mahomes helmet, Chinmay, if you are saying that this right here, it's only going up, guys, just an authentic is going for around $2,000. Like he said, this is a custom Speed Flex.
Oh no, that was a rep.
Oh, that was a rep.
Yeah, it wasn't even
a full-size helmet. It was just a rep.
It was a rep helmet. Wasn't even an authentic.
So,
that was going for just under $2,000 on the NFL shop.
Yeah. So once you start to get the signature, the game worn Speed Flex, which is again what Chinmay said, this is what these guys wear, and you get the see-through, the ghost visor. I mean, we're talking about now upwards of $4,000 to $5,000.
That's what the prices were.
Yeah. So $5,000, maybe even more if you find the right Chiefs fan. And
yeah,
guys,
and you're looking, and
$158.
that's for the single, right?
$158, guys.
So that's for the single, and if you want to jump into the double and quad, right? I know the price point jumps significantly, but in that double at $316, you can win multiple Speed Flexes.
Just as a heads up, my man, the quad, no quad right now.
Oh, there is no quad.
There is no quad for right now.
All right.
So if you want to add that, because we certainly have more than enough real estate to do that with because
Sure.
we still have 19 boxes left, guys. 10 photoed headliners available. This is definitely a hot commodity. I'm telling you right now, folks.
There's no quad right now. We don't need to put it up right now.
Gotcha. There's no better time than the present for you folks to get invested in this series because I can guarantee you when I walk out the door today at the end of the show, Chinmay's still going to be here at 3, and then we have the 6 o'clock show tonight as well. I would be shocked if this series is here by tomorrow morning, by the 9 a.m. guys for Monday morning. I could almost guarantee you, or Sunday morning for myself tomorrow morning, I should say. I could almost guarantee you it's not going to be the case. That QB room is going to be very, very little because of the types of names we have left. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. All of these are speed flexes except the Bo Nix, as I like to call this, my jack-o'-lantern Bo Nix authentic, and then Trevor Lawrence on a lunar authentic, by the way, guys. I don't think there's a better looking NFL lid on a lunar than a Jacksonville Jaguar. No bias, just my opinion.
It's tough, yeah.
It is
tough to beat. But we do have a mini break.
Let's go.
Sold out. So
Let's go.
We should definitely
love to see
get that going.
Love to see it. Yeah, let's see. So first time here. Oh, what's going on, Joshua Fate? Love watching. Looking forward to that QB helmet. Skull. All right, Mr. Vikings guy. So appreciate you tuning in there, Josh. So for the Vikings, looking at any Vikings memorabilia that we have in terms of headliners. Now, we have a lot of Warren Moon, so we don't know in the secondary headliners.
Could be, yeah.
It could be.
Could be.
There's a chance, and because we have him in multiple secondary headliners, there's a good chance it'll be on different teams for Warren Moon. But in the jerseys, we have him on the Oilers, which is guaranteed. So probably the Chiefs and Vikings, I'm guessing. In the secondary headliners. But again, we get a lot of hidden gems, by the way. So make sure to keep that in mind. So guys, I'm going to ask for 2 numbers in the minis. 2 numbers. Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday afternoon, just past the 12:30 hour here. Got some college football, college game day going on. So if you guys watch the 9 a.m. show, I'm already starting to, the outdoor weather is starting to creep into my, my body on the indoors here because I'm already starting to warm myself up a bit. It's that time of the year. I think Derek started off the show on the 9 a.m. in a really true but funny way. It's like a speed flex and a hot chocolate type of morning. So I wouldn't mind going for a hot chocolate and speed flex type of afternoon. So, but as we get ready for this mini break here, Chinmay, what would you recommend for a guy like Josh, who, by the way, said he's in this for, which, by the way, for you, Josh, are you in this upcoming mini series? Because just a quick thing, you can only call a number or the wheel if you are in a series. Just as a heads up. Just as a heads up for you. So we got 4 in 24 from Mr. Oglesby. So that is what it's going to be unless I got Josh, who said 3 in the wheel. So Josh, if you can confirm that you are indeed in this mini series, because you commented first, you will get first crack, but just need that confirmation there, my man. So that could be Jonathan Colvin?
No.
Or Johnny Johnson. One or the other. Either way, guys, while we wait for that confirmation, do a little randomizer action. Box color magic is what Oglesby is looking for here. So before we do that, just looking for some confirmation there from you. Not in the minis, not in mini, in double box. So which break series are you in there, Josh? Do you mind just checking the, might just be able to tell my first name here. He said he's in a double box.
Yeah, he's in the quarterback room double box.
Oh, perfect. Very cool. Shout out to you, Josh.
But he's the only one in there right now. So we need the other 7 spots to be bought into for the break to happen.
Correct. So, Josh, just as a heads up, my man, this is going to be a double box break for the minis. So this is not the series that you end up having yourself into, but obviously that is going to get broken into at some point. Just as of right now, that is not going to be the case. Thank you for grabbing me the minis, my man. Jordan, we are going to be rocking 4 in 24 for you, my man. He said, box color magic. Need a win and bet on a killer losing streak, dude. I was off to a great start, sprinkling some NBA. I was up 11 units in the NBA over my first 3 days. Oh, I took the fattest L yesterday. I think I played like 6 or 7 parlays, nothing crazy, but I got hooked on almost every, like down to like 1 or 2 legs on.
Yeah.
So
it's always 1 or 2 legs in the parlays.
It was a tough one. So
in reality, you should never parlay.
You know what I'm looking at you, Josh, if you are a fan of all Minnesota sports, I'm never touching Rudy Gobert again. I will tell you that firsthand. Rudy Gobert is not a friend of mine going forward here. So just some of the names we got going on up here, guys. Good luck to everybody. Jonathan Colvin in the NFC North. Eric Zaffron, the king of the minis. I know him and Mario Contrucci, they love to play in the minis quite a bit, especially Eric, man. Eric always seems to land a mini, especially when I'm on a show for whatever reason. Jordan, you're looking for that box collar magic. He said, come on, Cowboys. Well, you got yourself a chance at 2 different Cowboy headliners, so you're in the right division, my friend. Emmitt Smith and CeeDee Lamb. Can we have a double up in the same division? It's very possible. Johnny Johnson, good luck to you, my man. First time playing. You're looking for the NFC West. I would love to give you some Trey McBride, buddy. Would love to see it. Brian Smith, Joseph Villafane, and Jordan Oglesby. So hold on. I only have 7. Looking at, and then we have, hold on. Why do I only have 7 here? I'm missing.
When you put it in the randomizer, was there only 7 names?
Yeah, that's going to be the case. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 7 names over here.
Okay, let me double check. Oh, you know what? Eric is in there twice.
All good. So we're going to have to re-randomize. Re-randomize that, guys. Jordan, brother. You still got the box color magic on your side.
Box colors are the same, but yeah, we're going to have to re-randomize.
Box numbers are the same, but this is it's a rare oopsie on our part. He said, no way, LOL, dang. Yeah, I'm sorry to get your hopes up, man. I am not a fan of blue ballsing anybody. I'm so sorry about that, my friend. So,
well, the break will still happen.
Of course, yeah. So now that we got all the names in there, we're just going to re-randomize. And again, Jordan, you do have 2 out of the 8 names, so there's still a good chance that you can, get yourself into this again. So I'm so glad that this randomizer is back, though, dude, because the one yesterday it had it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God. And every time I hit randomize, it was at the bottom of the page, so I had to scroll all the way back up, dude. And the number, I think, was 12 yesterday.
Oh,
so
God.
It was hell. It was not enjoyable. So we're going to go through 9 times. He said, no worries, ball doesn't lie. The lid I won last night was my anniversary gift from my wife. Hey, here you go.
All right.
That's a nice little golf clap. Round of applause for you, Mr. Turley. Round of applause from us here. So how many years? How many years with the old ball and chain? So congratulations, Arthur. That's awesome, man. We actually, when Robbie and I were on yesterday, Chinmay, we had Brian Clay, a common regular here in the break room. He was actually driving to, I believe, New York from North Carolina. For an anniversary for him and his wife, and they were listening and watching the show while things were going on. So that was very, very cool. All right, let's see how things are shaking up this time around. So, Jordan, you and Johnny have switched spots. So Johnny now has the NFC East. You have the NFC West, so you still have that Trey McBride possibility. Yeah. So you're definitely not striking out, to say the least. Jonathan Colvin is in the NFC South. Eric, you're in the NFC North. Joseph in the AFC North with Eric in the AFC South. Jordan, you have the AFC East as well. So, by the way, that is a Thurman Thomas secondary headliner hit. Should be for the Buffalo Bills, my friend. And then we have Brian Smith in the AFC West. He said, let's get a Seahawk or Trey. So there you go. Still have some good stuff there. Sometimes their mess up works out in your favor. I have one off their mix up before. Yeah, so, I don't know if you guys know this, but humans are not perfect. We, especially probably me more than anybody, messes up here in the break room. So, it's funny how life works in the break room. So, Jordan, buddy, by my reaction here, I really genuinely do feel bad about this, but I'm very, very happy to announce that we have some brand new winter magic. We had it in the earlier show. We're going to have it in the afternoon show. It's going to be Sedarian. A-B-C-D Lamb is going to be our first pull in this mini double break here. It's fate. It's only fate that Johnny Johnson, any relation to Jimmy at all? Maybe the grandson, maybe the...
Who knows?
Who knows? The godson maybe of Jimmy Johnson. Awesome job, Johnny. Very cool first hit. CeeDee Lamb, multiple-time Pro Bowler, made an All-Pro last season as well for the Dallas Cowboys. And again, you're going to be keeping your eye on him all weekend long.
Yeah, maybe look for a trade.
Yeah, always a trade possibility there. So Johnny, just because it's his first time winning something in UA doesn't mean that he doesn't have other.
It's a tough sell.
Yeah, it's gonna be that's a very memorable first hit. I would certainly say. So pound for pound, if you had to do a wide receiver draft, where would you put CeeDee Lamb for current NFL wide receivers?
Well, it's near the top. I think you got to go. I would go Jamar and Justin Jefferson 1 and 1A. A debate between the both of them. Puka Nacua is up there as well.
Yeah.
So I would say those are definitely top 3. JSN is having a big season, so JSN probably 4. And then it gets a little questionable because then it's really players kind of subject to who's really good on their day. I would put CD at 5.
CD at 5, very respectable rating. I said that's terrible. Like, yeah, no, brother, I'm sorry. That just it would be different if we ended up doing the randomizer wrong, and if I ended up clicking it one time too much, that would be bad luck, and I loaded that in there. But unfortunately, we quite literally did not do the break correct. So this is how it was supposed to be. We just didn't have a name in. So, it's just how, things were actually supposed to be, unfortunately. So for this next one, by the way, we're talking about a modern great. However, for this, we're going to go back a couple of decades for this guy right here. Former Super Bowl champion and a one-time Pro Bowler. Not too often you associate Pro Bowlers in this position with the Cleveland Browns. However, one of their better quarterbacks in franchise history, Mr. Bernie Kosar.
Yeah.
Bernie Kosar's season. So welcome to the dog pound, Joseph Villafane. So on an AFC North hit there for Joseph Villafane, Bernie Kosar's season. So couple career accomplishments just mentioned there. He won a Super Bowl. I know it wasn't with Cleveland. With the Dallas Cowboys in 1993. So backing up Troy Aikman. So, very, very cool. Steven, just going on our topic of conversation here, Chinmay, he said Jefferson, Lamb, and Chase. Can't argue that.
It's close.
That's a really good list.
Definitely close.
I think with how great Dak Prescott has been this year, too, I mean, if CD was healthy for this entire season, I mean, he would
the numbers are definitely there.
Yeah.
Numbers are definitely there.
And that's such a tough thing, too, because it's a quarterback-dependent position. So, how do you really differentiate a wide receiver?
Yeah, you got to... they got to get the ball.
Yeah, they got to get the ball. Is it fewest amount of drops? Does that any consideration? Does touchdowns matter into it? Like
catching the ball obviously matters. That's what they're paid to do. Ability to get open, sort of ability to play different receiver positions, play on the outside, play on the inside. There's a lot of sort of reading the defenses on the fly that comes into it too. Toughness is part of it. Physicality is part of it. So I think there are some differentiators, but no, CeeDee Lamb is definitely up there. He's definitely top 5, I think. But sure. But there are other contenders, right? Like Chase, Jefferson, Puka, JSN. Those guys are all up there as well.
All of them with different playing types, too.
Yeah.
Puka, probably the most physical wide receiver we have in the sport today. CeeDee's a kind of a blend combination of both with speed and physicality.
Yeah.
And then Jamar can run any route in the route tree. He's probably one of the best deep ball guys in the NFL, one of the best one-on-one pass catchers. So I think it just depends on what you prefer. Brian said, had that spot to the re-randomized, no surprise. Sorry about that, Bri. With that scenario and that situation there. But we have one spot left in the jerseys, and that's where Jordan is looking to have some better luck in the jerseys. That is about to break, everyone.
Yeah, one spot to go.
So while we focus on that, which again, just keep in mind, everyone, that the Baseball Mixer Series is a part of today's Chase Wheel Spin. All we need is one break to happen, and we have every single one of these bad boys open across the board, guys. Starting with something a little bit different, because in our past baseball series, if you guys remember that, Chase Wheelspin for the break. So when we talk about baseball in general, we had the baseball bat series.
You know what? I'm willing to do that.
What?
I'm willing to throw everyone who didn't win in the mini in the wheel spin.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's our fault.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we could do that. So I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
So appreciate that, Chinmay. That's a nice gesture from us. So yeah, I like that idea. So let's just to give you guys an update on that overall. So very nice suggestion there. So the people that did not end up winning in that last mini break, that would be Eric Zaffron, Jonathan Colvin, Jordan Oglesby, and Brian Smith. All 4 of you guys getting added into the Chase wheel spin. Appreciate it. No, it's definitely on us.
No, yeah, that's more than fair.
Yeah, it's definitely more than fair for sure. So that'll give you guys a chance. And because that is a mini, guys, your name is put in there twice, of course. So, so yeah, we're going to have that at the end of the show. So we're going to have hopefully two different Chase wheel spins. But if you guys want to have your chance at getting some additional Chase wheel spins, so now that you guys are a little bit more incentivized, now you can actually play in 2 separate Chase wheel spins. So we're going to call this our baseball wheel spin and then our oopsie wheel spin. So nothing wrong with that. That's happened before. So not the first time, certainly won't be the last. Excuse me, Ronald Acuna Jr. starting off with the jerseys, guys. By the way, 20 out of 30 of these are headliners. We have all 30 spots, or all 30 boxes. We have all 20 headliners still available. Starting with Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the most talented players in the game of baseball today. Started the first ever 40-70 club, 40 bombs, 70 stolen bases. Did that 2 seasons ago. It was an injury-riddled season for the Atlanta Braves. He is the face of their franchise and one of their most talented players that I think they've ever had. And that's saying something. They've been littered with unbelievable talent in their franchise's history, specifically outfielders. You think of Andrew Jones. You think of David Justice. You think of Brian Jordan. I'm just thinking of recent guys for the Atlanta Braves. I'm going to have to go back in my Rolodex of great Braves outfielders, but they've had some awesome, awesome players, to say the least. Yogi Berra. 90% of playing in this break room is physical. The other half is mental, or something like that. I think Yogi would say that if he was alive today to speak about our break room. But 10-time World Series champion.
We do have a jersey break.
Jersey break, cool. We're going to get into that.
Let's get that out of the way.
So we have Yogi Berra, 10-time World Series champion with the New York Yankees jersey, 3-time league MVP. We have another great catcher in Yadier Molina on the St. Louis Cardinals helmet, Vladimir Guerrero Sr. on the Anaheim Angels lid, Julio Rodriguez on the nice alternate Seattle Mariners lid right there. That's a very cool color combination. And here come the bats. Frank Thomas, Pete Alonso, Freddie Freeman. That's going to be a Los Angeles Dodgers hit, by the way. Corey Seager, which for this one being a championship one, that would be a Texas Rangers hit. Corbin Carroll, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., my favorite bat in this series. Mike Trout, the GOAT inscription with the 27 red Anaheim Angels bat. Mariano Rivera, Kevin Costner. Remember him? Field of Dreams? He's in this series. He snuck his way in here. And John Smoltz as well. Chipper Jones, best Braves player than Acuna. Yes, he's a better player, but I was talking specifically outfielders. So Chipper obviously is the best Braves player. Now, to me, Chipper is not the best Braves player ever. He's behind Hank Aaron.
Okay.
Hank Aaron is the best outfielder. He's the best Braves player ever, without a doubt, in my mind. So hard to argue with the guy that second all time in home runs and Hank Aaron. But, I mean, that just goes to show you how great the talent pool is. And Freddie Freeman, who, by the way, is in this series that we just mentioned, Arthur. So there you go for that one. Freddie Freeman also in the series, and John Smoltz running out the photoed headliners with Jim Thome, Adley Rutschman, Dansby Swanson, Edgar Martinez, and Raleigh Fingers. So gonna need one number for the jersey. Do you ever get yourself, do you get yourself caught in discussions or care all that much about like best player in their sport type of discussions, regardless of what the sport is, basketball, football, baseball?
I don't know that it specifically matters for a player's like overall legacy or influence. That like this is a big debate really in NBA. Like they were never the best. Like this player was never considered the best player in the league, right? Like that could be a part of the debate for some players' legacy. I don't really care about it that much because it's so subjective that like you would never really get a consensus as to say like, okay, at this time, like this player was the best in the league because that there's different skill sets across the board for all these players, right? Like,
Yeah.
even in the NFL, right? How can you say that just because he's a quarterback, he's the best player in the league? Like there are defensive players who are potentially more athletic or have more skills, but might not have the same level of influence. So
Yeah, for sure.
I don't really get caught up too much in it, but it's a nice sports debate to have.
It's always fun.
It's a fun debate to have.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a network like ESPN, they make a living off of it.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
It seems like that's talked about quite a bit there. But I agree with you. I think it's, especially if you have group chats or if you have friend groups that are just centered around a certain love or a passion for a sport, that's the great thing about sports. And that's why we're here, outside of obviously, we're here for sports memorabilia first. But it's always nice to just be able to have nuance and talks about players like Bernie Kosar, who we got on the mini, CeeDee Lamb. Players that we normally wouldn't think or talk about, and then it just kind of leads down a rabbit hole of, a million and one different things. Like me and Arthur, we're talking about Atlanta Braves greats. I talked about, Ronald being arguably their best outfielder, in the modern era, not including Hank Aaron, and, we're talking about that. So
speaking of Braves, we have Ronald Acuna and John Smoltz.
Yeah.
In the baseball, but we also have a former Braves great, Freddie Freeman.
Yep.
In the baseball as well. So
yes, sir.
A lot of good Braves representation in the Braves and former Braves. I think Freeman would be a Dodgers hit.
It would be. And then Corey Seager would also be a Rangers hit. So we'll go into actually how the division breaks for that work and some of the double ups we can see, depending if we have another break, which hopefully we do.
Yeah.
Coming up after this jersey one. So Jordan, he said, let's get into the jerseys for a little bit more luck after the minis. But let's try to hit one out of the park here for Jordan here. So we went with my favorite number. Oh, a 22. Ironically, for baseball, for Clayton Kershaw. He was my favorite pitcher to watch growing up. Who's just ending his career, by the way. I hope that Clayton goes out on top with the ring. That would be very, very cool for him in his last go-around with the Dodgers. Let's get our first go-around with the jerseys. So Joseph Villafane looking for an NFC North hit, which, by the way, keep in mind, guys, every single jersey in this series, their headliners are still intact. Not a single headliner has been taken as of yet. 13 headliners, 24 available boxes that are left. Joseph Villafane in the NFC North. Mike is in the NFC South. Stephanie Turley. Okay, so we have little husband and wife action. Well, him and Mrs. Turley in the NFC East. Brian Smith in the NFC West. And Jordan, you're a spoiled guy. You get the entire AFC all to yourself. So you're looking for an just all AFC guys.
Any
here.
AFC hit.
So what do you think our buddy Mike is looking for in the NFC South?
Unsure. NFC South? It's probably got, I don't know if there's a headliner in the NFC South.
Wonder who Mike is.
I have an idea of who Mike is.
I have an idea of who Mike is. Wonder if Mike is going to end up getting this big hit here. It's not going to go to Mike. He's going to be flying down south for hibernation after this one. So,
okay.
This, by the way, you talk about a signature and a nice decal added to it. This is a beaut right here. You and I, we've seen this guy quite a lot in this break room. He's a part of one of the most famous Super Bowl winning teams in NFL history. 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, known as Danimal. He swallowed up other running backs for the 1985 Super Bowl winning Chicago Bears. Nobody got past this man. It's Dan Hampton, baby. Look at that. Double nines, 99 Dan Hampton jersey. Very awesome here. The Hall of Famer, the member of the Hall of Fame 1980s team. Very, very awesome hit here. That's going to be an NFC North smack-a-doodle-doo for Joseph Villafane. Very awesome hit here for Dan the Man Hampton, who, by the way, it's a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Not a primary, not a secondary. This is a very rare streak going on, folks. We're now down to 23 boxes. The first 6 boxes we have hit have all been hidden gems.
7, right? Yeah, 30 boxes.
Yeah,
so 7 boxes.
23, yeah. So
7 boxes.
For 7, yeah.
No headliners yet.
Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. So the JSA cert card, by the way, Joseph, I saw you commenting earlier in the chat, buddy. There's the JSA cert card. It also has the Hall of Fame 2002 inscription there for Dan, the man, Hampton. Woo! Very nice jersey. Again, us being around Chicago, that 1985 Chicago Bears team gets talked about. It gets talked about
That's
me
it. That's
more.
all you can talk about.
It gets talked about me more than my own family, guys. And I'm an only child. So, like, that goes to show you how often this team gets talked about in the Chicagoland area. Is there, we got any other movement going on? Any other series, Chinmay?
No, not really. Board is pretty open, but we got some movement here and there. A couple spots in the vault have been bought into, so 6 to go in that vault single. By the way, there's still a Tom Brady sitting in the vault. We talked about Mahomes with the value and the price points. Tom Brady is more valuable than Mahomes still at this point in terms of sports memorabilia. So I know we get Brady in the room a lot, but Tom Brady for $101 possibly. That's like you're like 50xing value at that point.
Let's take ourselves there next, guys. So for Mr. Brady, as Chinmay was just getting us into the vault there, and also for the Finster. What's up, Finster's asking what is in the vault, and that's exactly where Chinmay was going to. So 8 spots left in the double box break, guys. $202 a spot to get yourself into that break. $101 for this vault overall. Now, for me, if I had $100 in my pocket, there's a lot worse things that I could end up putting that on, right?
Sure.
Whether you're a degenerate and other things that you want to put $100 on or whatever the case might be. Maybe you end up buying it for flowers for the wife. Personally, flowers, they only last a short amount of time. A Tom Brady authentic could last forever.
Yeah.
And you could easily turn that $100 into, you talked about let alone what a rep was for Patrick Mahomes in terms of value. I'm not looking it up right now, but I would be willing to bet a Tom Brady authentic would easily be worth $3,000 plus. I would probably guess around that ballpark. Chinmay's going to get the verification on that, but while he does that, again, guys, 6 spots until we get this next break. We have 8 boxes left in this vault. And do we have a $50 vault key left?
We don't have any vault.
No vault keys left. So that vault key left yesterday. So no vault keys left, guys, but we know what you guys are playing for. We have 2 headliners left available. We have the 5-year college quarterback and the 2nd-year Denver Broncos quarterback in Bo Nix. On the military camouflage authentic, Bo knows how to stay in this break room. And also, the man of the hour, I would be going head over heels for Tom Brady. Any chance we could get Brady in the room, which we do quite a bit. We had him in our quarterback room series, which I'll touch upon next. He went by the boards in that series, but Tom Brady, we don't get in every series, so he does come in here often, but once we do, he is always the number 1 guy that people are dogpiling over.
Tom Brady, this is from, again, sportsmemorabilia.com, so reputation might be not as great, but autographed Tom Brady Patriots authentic helmet from Fanatics is listed at $4,300.
Woo!
Listed at $4,300. That's 43 times the cost of this break spot.
That's crazy.
43 times the cost of the single break spot.
That might be the literal.
If you end up getting that Brady helmet.
That might
not to mention. You got a pretty good chance at it. 50% in 8 boxes. So it's not like there's a whole lot of boxes to go through here for that 50% chance. Bo Nix, Warren Moon, James Cook, not exactly bad consolation prizes here in the vault either. So
no,
definitely jump in that vault for that Brady, which has been sitting around for quite some time, and I'm kind of surprised that it's still there.
Yeah, you and me both. I have not been here, which, by the way, yesterday was my official 2-month anniversary here at Ultimate Autographs, and feels like it's only been 2 days. With the amount of breaking that I've done now, I have been in the room for a Tom Brady break, but I have not actually broke a Tom Brady myself. So, guys, end the streak, please. And like Chinmay just said, 43 times its value, for goodness sake, in a vault series like this. Now, if that's the case, This is where I would like to get a little bit greedy. And I would also try to, why wouldn't you want to take a chance with another headliner as well? We have James Cook that's available. So if you got in the double box break,
up.
2 AFC
You could double up.
Yeah. So let's take a look at that. So for that price point, for a double box break, and here's how I look at it too. Because you already have a 1 in 2 chance, right, of getting yourself in. All 8 spots are available, guys. Do not get deterred by that, because one of the biggest things, especially for people that are unfamiliar with playing in this break room in particular, Chinmay, they're going to look at, oh my God, 8 break spots to go. I don't want to wait around forever.
Right.
Well, here's the thing we can guarantee you. We give you the Charles Barkley guarantee. Just because it's not going to break in a matter of moments doesn't mean that it's not going to start to see immediate movement. We've already seen today, we saw Richard Kane earlier, out of nowhere. He wanted that Randall Cunningham. He knew what he wanted to go after and go get. So he bought out an entire series just for himself. So if you have, and you don't know the other people behind their keyboards that are clicking, you don't know where you refresh the page here, Chinmay, and you get 8 spots remaining. All of a sudden, you refresh it and it's down to 1. And now you're trying to run out and go get your credit card out of your wallet or your purse, or, you're trying to possibly make an overdraw on your account and not let your wife know, which we do not encourage, by the way. We want you guys to play in your financial limits. But the point is, there's no better time than the present. You know the analogy that I like to use, and unfortunately, I'm going to use it for people here at home. Everybody has been through either a formal or a prom dance in their career. Everybody's gone through it back in their middle school or high school career. You were with your group of guys or gals, and you either saw the pretty boy or the pretty girl out on the dance floor that did not have a date. So instead of being a couple schmucks in the corner like you and me, and we're just talking about, all these 1,000,001 hypotheticals, well, you know what? You put on your shiny shoes, you put on your big boy pants, you make the first move, and you are going to get rewarded. Because I'm going to even say this to you, Jordan, because in this chat in particular, unfortunately, my man, you have not had the best luck. But again, we appreciate you 1,000,000 times over for even getting in these breaks room to begin with, because again, you are taking a chance. I'm going to refer you to a comment that the great Brian Maresca, who, by the way, he's a SIG Club member. He's a big-time icon, SIG Club member, because he's been with us for a long time. You see Brian comment.
He's been in the break a lot.
He commented earlier this morning, actually, Mr. Maresca. He had a comment about a month ago, I would say, where he played in his first 25 breaks here at Ultimate Autographs. 25 breaks, and he won 0 for 25. You know what happens when you go 0 for 25 in baseball? You lose confidence. Brian Maresca is a rare breed. And this is something for all new guys or people that are struggling when they are going after certain breaks or certain items. He said that he has won much more than he has lost since then. He says that he plays for his nephew. He plays not for just for himself, but for other people as well. So again, we're not encouraging you to just donate all of your coin to us necessarily.
Sure.
But if you have a certain, let's say, if you're a Cowboys fan, you see that Emmitt Smith and CeeDee Lamb in the minis, or if you see a Emmitt Smith or a CeeDee Lamb in the jerseys across a lot of series. If you're a Green Bay Packers fan like yourself, Jordan Love is in that QB room. Give it a shot, see if you're close. And then just come back and continue to try again.
And if you don't hit on the player that you want, you might hit on something else, which you could then use to trade for the player that you want.
Exactly. And then on top of that as well, what I like to do, now we have a rare exception. We have our oopsie chase wheel spin. That's going to happen at the end of the show for the unfortunate mishap in the other break for the minis. But guys, we have this baseball mixer series. So if you want to get yourself into, if you have a baseball fan in your life, or if you end up having, or if you're a huge baseball fanatic like myself, there's not a single player in this series, whether it is a bat, a helmet, or a jersey, that you cannot salivate over. And here's what we want to get ourselves into. So Chinmay and I, we're going to break this down. So the double break and the single box break, Chinmay, they both have 6 spots left. Now, the divisions for this are a little wonky. They're not your traditional AFC, and NFC East, North, South, and West, obviously. So this is how we're doing things. So this is how the divisions are going to be broken down, as I have highlighted here in blue. So let's talk about it. If you get yourself into this double box break in the baseball series for $126, so in my opinion, that's a very, very favorable price point for $126. That's basically getting close to getting yourself into a single into a vault. It's just $25 more. We have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Baltimore Orioles. So as a double-up hit, which, by the way, you have 10 hidden gems, guys, 10 items. We don't even know what they are. It could be a helmet, could be a jersey, could be a bat. We do not know. But what we do know, talking about just these headliners, we have a Freddie Freeman, Los Angeles Dodgers bat, and a headliner, and we have an Adley Rutschman secondary headliner. That's a double-up possibility. Here's one of my favorite ones. This is going to be really cool. You have Mike Trout on this flaming hot GOAT bat. This is the best designed bat, bar none, out of anyone in this entire series. You have the GOAT inscription. You have the 27 on the literal GOAT itself on the inside. And then you have also one of my favorite players, because we do go by tenure. Unless there is an insignia, by the way, like, for example, Freddie Freeman with the Dodgers. Jim Thome, unless it is a specified team in the secondary headliner, he will go as a Cleveland Guardian, because that is his tenure. Double box break, Mike Trout and Jim Thome, two of the best offensive players ever, period. Thome 600 career plus home runs. That is a double-up possibility. Now, if you are a lucky duck, out of these last 6 divisions that we have, look at the possibilities. As the Powerball says, the possibilities are endless. Atlanta Braves, Milwaukee Brewers, and San Francisco Giants. So let's see what we got on the board for that. What can we double up in that?
Well, you got Acuna and Smoltz for the Braves, right?
Correct.
So that's 2 headliners right there.
So I think that's going to be the photoed headliners for that. Everybody else, the Giants and the Brewers, that would be, we're talking about the hidden gems, guys. Those would be the hidden gems. Everybody else would be in a different series. So like the Yankees, Pirates, and Phillies. So for the Yankees, we have the Yogi Berra jersey. And then for the Pirates and the Phillies.
Rolly Fingers could be a Brewers hit.
Yeah, it could be a Brewers hit. Could be a Yankee. It could be a Yankees hit.
It's possible.
For Rolly Fingers. So
no, he'll be either A's or Brewers.
A's or Brewers. Okay, cool. So A's or Brewers.
Because the Yankees would be Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
Would be the Yankees hit.
Correct. And then we also have the Pirates and the Phillies in that series as well. So also, by the way, Jim Thome, it would be a 10-year hit for the Guardians, but if he pulls out a Philadelphia Philly specified, because he was a Philadelphia Philly for 2 years, could potentially be a Philly there. Only one way to find out, guys. Going through some of the other series, though, we have the Mariners, Cardinals, and A's. So you mentioned Rolly Fingers could be an Oakland Athletic. We know who the St. Louis Cardinal headliner is going to be. That's going to be Yadier Molina, the 9-time Gold Glove backstop. Chinman and I talked about it in the morning show. Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer or a Hall of Famer in general? We both agreed that he would be. He should be enshrined in Cooperstown at some point. Now, this is a rare exception here where we have a 3-team division break, and we probably know 3 headliners. Seattle Mariners also in here as well. That's Julio Rodriguez.
Yep.
And we also have Edgar Martinez.
Edgar Martinez will also be a Mariners hit.
So we could have possibly 4 headliners all in one division break, guys. So that could be really, really cool as a double up. We have the Toronto Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., we have my Chicago White Sox, who somehow snuck into a series. Frank Thomas, the big hurt baby.
Yeah.
He is in this series. So 2 monster mashers are available in this division break. And we also have the Detroit Tigers as well. Now, for the Tigers, looking across the board here, I will say in the bat series, Chinmay, I think you and I did this one. If it was not you and me, it was you and Alex. We did have a secondary, or a hidden gem, I should say, Denny McLain.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if it's Denny for a Detroit Tigers set. I'm not guaranteeing that. But I do know that Denny McLain was a hidden gem in the Detroit Tigers in the last series. Who, by the way, him and Bob Gibson were solely responsible for them lowering the mound after the year of the pitcher in 1968. He actually won MVP and the Cy Young Award in 1968, the year of the pitcher, as they called it. Mark McAdams said Cecil Fielder. Mark, what's going on, man? I know you're a big Houston Astros fan. And for the Astros, looking for them across the board, no Astros in this series, unfortunately, my man. But you know, you're a baseball buff. You know great baseball content when you see it. How about the Diamondbacks, Rangers, and Marlins that we have? We know that Corbin Carroll, Corey Seager. Yep, for the So Corey Seager, yes, he would be a Rangers. You're correct.
He would be a Rangers hit.
Correct.
Corey Seager also, by the way, the only player to win World Series MVP in both leagues.
Yeah.
NL and AL.
And NL and AL, yeah. So, I mean, one of the best shortstops of the modern era. And then you have a guy in Dansby Swanson, who's a secondary headliner.
Dansby would be a Cub hit, right?
He would probably be a Cub hit.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Diamondbacks, which just now looks like an infamous trade, was originally the top overall pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was eventually traded very shortly after for Shelby Miller, as Braves fans or Diamondbacks fans, I should say, know well about that one. So Dansby Swanson was the starting shortstop on that 2021 Braves championship roster. And then we have, of course, the cinema hit, which is the Kevin Costner bat. That's going to be a headliner there. New York Mets and Chicago Cubs. So again, Pete
Alonso.
Yeah, Pete Alonso for the Mets and maybe Dansby Swanson for the Cubs.
Right.
Again, we say a lot of maybes for Raleigh Fingers, Jim Thome, and Dansby Swanson. They're secondary headliners. They are
could be on different teams.
Exactly. So we do not know.
Also, the Angels hit. The Vlad Sr. is an Angels helmet because I didn't see any Expos. There was no Montreal in there. So Vlad Sr. is an Angels hit because it would be an Angels helmet. So you could get Vlad Sr. and Mike Trout if you're an Angels fan with the same spot in that break.
This break is loaded. Baseball breaks are so much fun and always good items. Great value. Yeah, Mark, preach it to the break room choir, my friend.
We are 6 to go in that baseball double, and we are also 6 to go in the baseball single.
Very cool.
So we could do the single and the double for sure over the course of this show.
We have 6s and 7s and some 8s across the board here, guys. So because this is the Chase Wheel Spin, I'm going to drop some links for you guys in the chat so you can one click of a button to get yourselves here. So this first one, 6 spots left in double break for baseball bat series. Okay, and then for the next one, I'm going to do the same thing for the single. And then Chidney, so we're not talking about the Chase Wheel Spin here. If you were gallivanting around break rooms, spending your Saturday afternoon, taking a look at winning yourself some top-of-the-line sports memorabilia, where would you like to go?
I mean, I'm just shocked that there's Tom Brady sitting in the vault, and there's just been no movement on it. I'm very surprised because we rarely see Tom Brady in a series that isn't one of the higher priced series. We rarely see it. So I'm very surprised that Tom Brady full-size helmet is just sitting in the vault there.
6 spots left in the single.
Vault single, 7 left in that vault double.
And for that vault, guys, 8 spots, 4 spots available in terms of a headliner, as Chinmay mentioned. 7 spots now in the double. So somebody got into that double for the vault. So that's good to see. And as you mentioned, 6 spots there in the single. The only 2 photoed headliners, but they're not just onlys. They're not just guys that, because again, I like to say Chinmay and I on our show, we coined this zero scrub policy. This vault series, you want to talk about best bang for your buck value? $101. That $101 can get you a Tom Brady Game Day Authentic worth, what did you have it at earlier when you looked it up?
$4,300.
Unbelievable. $4,300. 43 times your money. Troy Polamalu's number with an X after it. Oh my goodness. And that was a matchup, by the way, back in the day.
That was a fun one.
AFC with the Steelers and Patriots, man. Whoo! Some big time matchups back then in the AFC between Brady's Pats and Polamalu's Steelers. And also Bo Nix. Talk about another AFC team. Now, I would definitely recommend for you guys, if you have a little bit of a deeper pocket, if you can go for that 101, definitely go for that 202, because you can end up doubling up.
Yeah.
Tom Brady and James Cook, who is a secondary headliner for the Buffalo Bills alongside of Warren Moon as well in that series.
Yeah, there's also the Bo Nix that's still available in the vault as well. So, even if you miss out on Brady, you can still get Bo Nix on the Broncos camo lid. So plenty of options still. And, we say 50%, and sometimes like a 50% chance at a headliner, when you got like 20 boxes or something that, okay, it's a 50% chance by numbers, but really it's kind of tough because you still have 20 boxes left. There's only 8 boxes left.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of boxes physically left for that 50% chance to not be significant.
I mean, just going back on the old expression, would you rather go after, a little fish in a big pond or a big fish in a little pond. This Tom Brady, this is a full-size bass in this vault pond, if you will. So the fact that, by the way,
this is like a marlin sitting in the reservoir.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like finding in your your local creek down the road from where you live. So I mean, this is a massive get. Anytime that there's a Brady, usually there is a you remember back in the day. I can't believe I have to say back in the day. Because Black Friday just is not what it used to be. As soon as you get those Black Friday deals, you're waiting.
Black Friday now starts on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, man. It's such a shame. And obviously Cyber Monday too, which is great. I do enjoy some good Cyber Monday deals. But there was just that feeling after you would stuff your bellies, on Thanksgiving, all of a sudden you'd be out by 9 or 10 o'clock. At least for me and my family, I would be out by 9 or 10 o'clock. I would try to get some shut-eye because we'd actually be up by 3 a.m. Yeah. Because all the best deals would usually break at around 4 or 5 in the morning. So we'd be out at Walmart, at Target, And anyways, the reason why I'm bringing up this analogy, this Tom Brady helmet and this, by the way, this vault single, you're not going to find a better price point on any series for a Tom Brady item. Right. Because usually you get them in the QB room, for example, which he was also
single.
in.
He was also in the QB room, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which is going for 158.
QB room single is 158.
Yeah. So speaking of that, QB room single, by the way, guys. We have 6 spots available for that. 158, as Chinmay just mentioned. Also very good ratios for that. 10 headliners and 19 boxes left available.
Now, the benefit of the QB room is that there are obviously more items available. All those other items are mostly speed flexes.
Correct.
And authentics. So the QB room is also a great place if you want to, 20x, 30x your investment, because you have a better chance of doing that with the secondary items if you end up missing out on the Mahomes or the Josh Allen.
100%. And when you have something like, and again, speed flexes are the top of the food chain when it comes to items for football memorabilia. Because again, like Chinmay has mentioned earlier on the show today, it is exactly what the players wear out on the field. When you're sitting yourself on your couch and you're getting ready for some Scott Hansen NFL Red Zone, and you want to kick your feet up for 8 straight hours of football, as he likes to say, uninterrupted. You're seeing hundreds upon hundreds of players, and they are all wearing these lids, guys. Now, not the exact same customization, of course, but the exact same type of design. These speed flexes on a lot of these lids, by the way, are game worn, but the authentics as well, very, very similar in quality and design. So talking about some of these, 10 of these are photoed headliners. We have 8 of these pictured, 2 of them in the secondary, which I will get to. Patrick Mahomes. I think it's time for us to have a little bit of a nuanced discussion in this situation here, because this would be live. This is a single box break. This is just the one that I have up. In your lifetime, this is single box break 3, so I want the number 3 to be the thing here. We have 3 legendary quarterbacks already in this series. Heck, even more than that, because Drew Brees is also gone. Second all-time in passing yards. In your lifetime, who are the 3 best quarterbacks that you have ever seen? You can choose literally 3 names in this series, Chinmay, because of how loaded this series is.
Yeah, I think Brady and Mahomes for sure. One and two. That's definitely there.
3 is tough.
A lot of good contenders because you can sort, by accomplishments, athletic ability, players that you watched growing up. There's a lot of big criteria for it. So for me, I'm going to go with the guy that I watched growing up, why I became a football fan, why I became a Packers fan. Brett Favre is my number 3.
Brett Favre. Okay. I love that.
But Drew Brees is certainly in contention.
Yeah, Drew Brees. I think Drew Brees, if my list was top 3 most underrated, Drew Brees is number 1.
Oh, yeah.
For underrated quarterbacks. He, for whatever reason, because again,
it's wild to say that the guy who had the
passing
yards record is an underrated player.
And it took a guy at 45 years of age to eventually break that, which
longevity was the only reason that Brady broke it.
I don't understand why every quarterback in the league isn't on the TB12 plan. If you're going to be able to play to 45,
sure,
but I agree with you. So So in your listing, you have Brady 1 and Mahomes 2.
Brady 1, Mahomes 2,
and Favre
3.
So that's in your lifetime from watching. Again, we could go, and we're not disrespecting the greats. This is just guys that we've seen while we've been alive.
Yeah.
Or as they like to say in TV and syndication.
Yeah.
While we've been watching football. I have Mahomes 1.
Okay.
I have Tom Brady 2. And then, again, with my own eyes from what I've seen, MVP, I've seen this guy win multiple MVPs. Again, no disrespect to Breeze. I'm just talking about peak guys.
Sure.
Peak Aaron Rodgers was
100% agree.
Peak
100%
Aaron Rodgers.
agree.
If these kids these days just don't know, what was it? His first MVP season,
2011. Yeah,
I believe
it was the year after they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, I think again, I know for a fact he has the best touchdown to interception ratio for eligible quarterbacks in NFL history.
Yeah,
his career interception rate, by the way, simple division problem. You take interceptions over passes attempted. I think it's below like 1.5%.
I think it's below 1%.
It's something just astronomically low. And that particular season, I'm not gonna leave anything to chance here because I got the page pulled up right here.
That was the season where they had the whole controversy with Rodgers and Breeze because they both basically had the same season. So who do you give the MVP to? I think one got the Offensive Player of the Year and the other got the MVP purely because they couldn't decide between the two of them. They basically had identical seasons.
Damn it, I was a tenth of a percentage point off.
Okay.
1.4% for his career.
Really?
For interception rate.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised. I thought it would be below 1. But
speaking of Drew Brees, I'd like to go back and look at his numbers for that season. He also missed a game.
Rodgers, in
that 2011 season,
he sat out a game.
They sat out a game.
Yeah, they sat out the last game of the season.
Correct. Oh, because they were 14-1 for the bye. Yeah, correct. So that was the Super Bowl year for you guys. Correct?
No, year after the Super Bowl. Year after the Super Bowl.
So okay, got perfect. So 9%. He led the league with a 9% touchdown percentage. So basically, almost one in every 10th
pass was a touchdown.
Was a touchdown for Aaron Rodgers. 45 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions for Rodgers in 2011. He led the league in yards per attempt at 9.2, average depth of target at 10.5, 122.5 passer rating for a quarterback. And again, QBR, I don't really look at that too much, but he led the league in that as well. But just phenomenal. First in MVP. That MVP ballot, again, was a landslide against Drew Brees. He got 48 of the 50 eligible votes.
Yeah, and then Drew Brees ended up winning the Offensive Player of the Year because their numbers were so similar that it was basically one had to get one and the other had to get the other.
Now, Brees ended up decimating Rodgers in terms of yards with nearly 5,500.
I think he had the extra game.
He had the extra game, but he also dropped back an extra 155 times.
The Saints were just throwing the ball a bunch.
We're throwing the ball a lot more because, again, if you guys know anything about 2010's New Orleans Saints, their defenses outside of 2009 were, again, they were just a league average defense, guys. Not very good.
League average is putting it nicely.
Yeah, well, I'm just for the Super Bowl year that they had in 2009. But everything after that were bottom 10 defenses consistently in Drew Brees' career. So, Aaron Rodgers is my guy that I would put as a top.
It's good,
top 3.
I think Rodgers is probably the best Packers quarterback ever.
Yeah.
I have a certain affection towards Favre.
I think in terms of...
I think Rodgers is better as a quarterback.
And again, I don't want to speak out of tone for your own fan base, but I think that Green Bay, in terms of the fan base, I think that the most popular player in Packers history is probably Favre. He's up there in terms of popularity.
Yes.
But I would say Rodgers is the most talented and the most, I would say, accomplished individually.
Rodgers is definitely the most accomplished, most talented. Favre sort of did the same thing at the end of his tenure with Green Bay. Will he retire? Will he not retire? Like that whole thing definitely rubbed fans the wrong way. Rodgers rubbed fans the wrong way too.
And he wasn't exactly warm with Aaron with open arms.
There was a lot of tension. Yeah, there was a lot of tension there. So, definitely there were some tough moments with both players, but fan to player interaction. But no, I would say Rodgers definitely the more talented player. Just personally, I grew up watching Favre.
Yeah. So again, personal preference. So nice little nuance.
Not to say that I didn't grow up watching. I also grew up watching Rodgers.
Yeah.
I'm not that old.
Matt Leinart was right there for me. Matt Leinart was really he was right on the cusp for me. But
in college.
In college for USC, yeah. So for me, if I had to create my own bias list, it'd be Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray. But with the way that this season's gone,
no Kurt Warner.
Now, if we're talking about my Cardinals quarterbacks, I would put that in my lifetime that I've seen. It'd be Kurt Warner 1, Carson Palmer 2.
Carson Palmer was another
Carson
one,
Palmer
right?
was a beast.
Yeah.
He just had big games, Carson Palmer just could not step up in big games. But regular season Carson Palmer with the Cardinals was a beast. He had some great weapons too. But number 3, Jiminy Crickets, that would be tough. I might have to put Kyler 3 for Cardinals quarterbacks. Yeah. I might have to put Kyler 3. So no disrespect to Kyler. He's the reason why I became a Cardinals fan during the COVID year in 2020. But anywho, 10 headliners, 19 total boxes left in this QB series, guys. Inching closer to the 1:30 hour here Central Time. Got a number of eyeballs on the screen right now. You guys let me know where you want to play next. I'm looking to get some movement across the board here, guys. Again, 6s, 7s, and 8s all across. How about we get ourselves a little bit of a, let you take the mantle on this, my man. A little college update.
Sure.
That we got going on. So I got the screen pulled up here for you. So you want to go all across the board, top 25? What do you want to go?
So no, I'll just go top 25. Some of the bigger games of this early afternoon slate. So
oh my God, Indiana.
Ole Miss is about to attempt a field goal to go up 25-13, and Ole Miss has made the field goal. So it's now 25-13 Rebels over the Sooners with just under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter of that game in Norman. Indiana demolishing UCLA. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter of that game. It's 42-3 Hoosiers. Woo! Curt Cignetti, no stranger to running up the score on teams. So he's feeling good there. Hoosiers feeling good. Georgia Tech was in a little bit of a fight earlier, but Georgia Tech up 27-10 on Syracuse. Just under 11 minutes to go in the third quarter of that game. How about Virginia in a true fight with Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels? It is 10-10 for a ranked UVA squad with about 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. That could be a big upset.
What was the spread going into that game?
For UVA, I want to say it was 10.5.
Oof.
But yeah, that's a very interesting one. But the biggest battle of this early slate might be in the American. USF and Memphis. It is 24-17 South Florida in a game that could decide which group of 5 team comes into the college football playoff. So those are the games on the early slate that we're really looking at in terms of scoreboard. Nebraska is a 1 touchdown lead over Northwestern, but the Wildcats are apparently knocking on the door. First and goal for Northwestern. It's 21-13 Nebraska right now. Third quarter just about wrapping up. Arkansas is up 21-10 on Auburn at halftime. Maybe Hugh Freeze on the hot seat after a loss to the Hogs if Arkansas does indeed hold on. Wake Forest up 10-6 on SMU in some of the secondary games of this early afternoon slate. Week 9 college football. But that Ole Miss Oklahoma game, definitely the biggest. Ole Miss Oklahoma and South Florida Memphis, definitely the 2 biggest games when it comes to college football playoff implications.
So Indiana being ranked number 2 coming into this week today, and obviously proving their worth against an unranked UCLA squad. How legitimate are their national title hope odds?
They're national. So they're definitely in contention to win the national title. I think we have not seen enough of Indiana against top teams consistently at this level. They have not been able to prove themselves against top teams because they have never had this type of roster.
Yeah.
So, look, there's a very good chance that it's Indiana against Ohio State in the Big Ten title game. And if they end up winning that game, like, who's to say that they aren't the number 1 overall seed in the college football playoff? I would probably take several teams over Indiana at this point, but it's the Curt Cignetti era at Indiana is looking very, very good right now. They are definitely in the small circle of teams that are worthy of competing for a national title.
Yeah, and hopefully Indiana and their that Hoosier squad continues to. They're well on their way to moving to 8-0 so far to start their season. So, I mean, maybe they continue to climb up that polls. Maybe they can end up at number 1 in those AP top 25 polls. The Doc is in. What's going on, Doc? So good to see Dennis Rivers as always. Good to see you, my man. Headliners left in the baseball double box there. So I was actually going to go just covering sport to sport here, and the World Series was going to be the next topic. So let's talk about that baseball double box break.
All the headliners, all of them.
Every single one, Doc.
The series has not been touched.
We dropped the series this morning at 9 a.m. and it has yet to be touched. Quick thing for Mr. Oglesby, Texas Tech has a slip up on the road with a redshirt freshman backup quarterback. They'll level back out and can make a run at it. Talking about Texas Tech is about to take a belt to OK State. Jordan making a statement in the chat there today.
Yeah, well, look, I agree. Texas Tech, if Baron Morton comes back healthy, they are right there in terms of ability to compete for a national championship. He didn't play in the loss to Arizona State, so that's unfortunate. They didn't get to test themselves against the reigning Big 12 champions, but I agree. I think Texas Tech is definitely in the conversation because when your best player is a quarterback, that always change. Like when you have a dynamic quarterback, that always gives you a better chance against the top teams than if you have like mid quarterback. Right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
Like if you have a great defense but a mid quarterback, a lot of Alabama teams had this. Sometimes in those big games, the opposing great quarterback beats your great defense.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, like you said, I mean, we've seen that with Alabama in recent years too. So for sure, I'm going to see how that one ends up. Revenge game for Arizona State. Only loss in Big 12 last year was to Tech. Trap game for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very interesting. So I can tell by the way Jordan's talking there, he might have a little scratch on that.
Yeah.
So might have a little scratch action going there. So this is for you, Doc. Cheers to you, my friend. So Chinmay alluded to it. We have 20, count them, 20 headliners available here in this Fall Classic Series. And, oh, man, World Series action last night, 11-4 beatdown. The Toronto Blue Jays held serve despite a second inning leadoff home run from Kike Hernandez by the Dodgers. But after that, Chinmay, it was all birds. It was all birds the rest of the way through. Trey Savage was the rookie Game 1 starter for the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday. And finally, for the first time all postseason, Blake Snell. Unfortunately, he smelled up the joint. He went from Blake Snell to Blake Snell yesterday, a little bit yesterday.
I guess you can say that.
Yeah.
But really, like, Snell didn't give up the grand slam.
He didn't, no.
Snell didn't give up the hits before.
He wasn't able to go deep.
He gave up a few hits before that.
Yeah.
But he didn't give up the big hits.
He didn't give up the big hits, I agree. But, however, he was unable to get deep
unable
into
to
the
contain.
game.
He definitely could have had a better outing. But yeah, I don't know if that loss is entirely on Blake Snell.
Oh, it's not.
I just think the Blue Jays have been so hot and cold offensively this postseason. They just had one of their better nights.
Yeah, and their bullpen as well. Their bullpen held serve. Your Savage went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, struck out 5.
Right.
For the rookie right-hander. Blake Snell, the box score definitely is slightly misleading, but he did give up 8 hits, which is extremely, extremely rare for Snell.
He gave up 3 runs, I believe.
Yeah, he got charged for 5.
He got charged for 5,
So,
but he actually physically gave up, I think he only physically gave up 2 because he got yanked. He got yanked when it was 2-2, but I believe he had put 2 people on base.
Yeah.
So he got charged for those 2 runs plus the next batter. Yeah.
The next batter that came around.
So he got charged for 5, which makes sense. He put him in that position.
So
that 6th inning was a tough watch if you were a Dodgers fan, a great watch if you were a Blue Jays fan. It's the first grand slam in Blue Jays World Series history.
Correct.
It's the first pinch hit grand slam
ever
in World Series history ever. So a lot of history was made. Speaking of movement, we are 4 to go now in that baseball double box.
Awesome. Who got into that
4
one?
to go. Dennis got in.
Dennis, good to see you.
All 20 headliners were available. He saw, might as well jump in. So appreciate you jumping in there, Dennis. We're halfway through on those spots. So 4 to go in that baseball double. Let's make it happen. Let's break into this Fall Classic baseball series ahead of Game 2 tonight. Yamamoto going against Gausman in Game 2. The Dodgers are the favorite on ESPN Bet. Yamamoto has not had the best postseason, but he's coming off a really great game, as I guess all the Dodgers starters are. You think what's your lean on this? You think the Dodgers bounce back in game 2, or you think Toronto gets out to that 2-0 lead after the first weekend of the World Series?
You know, I think there's a certain level of desperation, but just concluding the end of last night's game. I mean, look, you give up 9 runs in the 6th inning. In any type of ball game, it's going to get away from you. And you look at the back end of the Dodgers bullpen. Shock troops is a strong word, but they did not have obviously their upper echelon bullpen guys out there outside of Banda coming into that game for the Dodgers. So I think that their stronger back end of their bullpen guys are still intact. Sasaki, Trinan, they were not utilized. And of course you had the days off in between that. So I think the Dodgers bullpen is well rested. And as you mentioned, Yamamoto overall, I think Yamamoto, in terms of pure stuff outside of Snell, I think he has the best pure stuff on this staff. But again, the biggest thing that I look at it as well is that they just faced a left-hander yesterday in Snell, who they didn't have an issue with. Yeah. Now, Varsho, again, lefty home run. And, of course, Snell had a very rough start to that 6th inning. And then, everything fell out from underneath them. The bottom fell out. Right. But they're facing a right-hander tonight in Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So I think giving them a different look from a different side of the plate. And he has a dynamic splitter against Toronto. But the great thing about Toronto, they're a high plate discipline, high contact level team. And having a guy like Bo Bichette back in the middle of that lineup is only going to enhance that. And Bo was not too much of a factor in his first game back, and understandably so. But it's been the bottom of Toronto's order that's been the story. So if the bottom of Toronto's order can consistently go deep in accounts and put up great at-bats, they will win this ball game. However, if the Dodgers are going to look to tie things up against Kevin Gausman, Gausman is a guy where he is home run prone. He is a guy like, ironically, Blake Snell. Snell in the past has had command issues. Gausman at times, his command issues waver as the starts go along. But his problem is home runs. If he can actually get out of the first or second time of the top of the order, it's got to be guys like Teoscar Hernandez, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, the big name guys. If he can keep those names in the ballpark, Gausman's a guy, he's a workhorse. He can go deep into starts. Yeah. So if I had to lean, I have look. Coming into this series, truthfully, I did have the Blue Jays in 7 going into this series. I did. I went against the grain. I have a couple of people that could verify that. I do have the Blue Jays going 7, but I have a hard time seeing them leading 2-0 going to LA. So I'm going to lean Yamamoto and the Dodgers tonight. But again, I see this not being a 15-run outburst. The over-under is 7.5. I would actually lean the under. I see this being a 4-3, 3-2 type of ball game tonight.
Okay, very interesting.
What about you?
I would also like to think the Dodgers bounce back. Ohtani had that home run, obviously, but the rest of the Dodgers lineup didn't really do much. Mookie didn't really do much. Freddie Freeman didn't really do much. Teoscar had 1 hit, I think, but there wasn't that much from the Dodgers order. I think they're due for some offense here. I'd probably lean to the over just because it's a pretty low number, 7.5. But yeah, I think it'll be. I don't think we'll see 15 runs. I think it'll be like 5. I think it'll be like 6-2, 6-3, something like that.
It's always nice for over bettors when, especially for baseball, where you could just go to 1 inning and be like, oh, cool, 9 runs, nice. Oh, just the over in 1 inning, cool.
But I do like the Dodgers offense to bounce back tonight. And level this series.
Yeah, and that's been the biggest thing between both lineups on both sides of the ball, is because you got a guy like Kike Hernandez who turns into Kike Ruth in the postseason for the Dodgers, who just for whatever reason lights up when the lights shine the brightest. But the rest of the bottom of the Dodgers order is really going to have to start get going. Mookie Betts is going to have to find his stride. Freeman and Ohtani, you know what you're going to get from them. Teoscar Hernandez is going to give you that power. Will Smith is finally starting to get healthier with his thumb and wrist injury. But yeah, I think the Dodgers bounce back. So I would like to see us get some continuous movement in this mixer series for the baseball bats, guys, and the rest of the lids and the jerseys. Everyone is available that you see here on the screen. We have MVPs across the board. We have Hall of Famers across the board. We have guys that hold all-time records in this series. We even have an actor, and Kevin Costner in his Field of Dreams bad. Talk about a unique get. That's something super cool, man. The prior mixture series that we had that Charlie Sheen. Oh my God, Charlie Sheen revolver prop that we had that he autographed, which was very, very nice. Had that autographed on the holster, and now he's replaced by Kevin Costner. So from one actor to the other. Obviously, Kevin Costner with the Field of Dreams. We went through all the double up opportunities. Dennis, brother, I know you just ended up popping in and getting a double spot break in that series. If you want us to dive into and see what double break possibilities there are in this series, Chinmay and I went through that earlier. If you'd like to see that again, feel free to let us know. Some of the other series, though, Chinmay, as we are a little bit less than 20 minutes to the 2 o'clock hour, guys, we want to start to see some things going on here. See some late movement. Again, keep in mind that baseball series, if those 4 spots close in the double, that's going to be an additional wheel spin,
yep.
to what we already have going on by the end of the show today. So also 6 spots left in the single. Still a very good chance of that happening. 7 spots left in the QB room double. So for the QB room overall, we have 19 total boxes, 10 available headliners. This is where the big boys come out to play. 6 spots left as well in the single. For the QB room, Tom Brady not available. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love, with Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence both on authentics, everyone else on a speed flex, being for Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Goff, and Jordan Love. So a lot of top-tier quarterbacks, and a lot of those top-tier quarterbacks, Chinmay, going to be going into some very interesting Week 8 matchups going into Week 8 here. So for those that missed it, got something here for you guys. So if you guys need yourself a little scratch going into the weekend, by the way, guys, no need to fear. Chinmay and I's picks are both here for you guys. Now, again, much like playing in a break room, these are not guaranteed to lead to anything prosperous, but hopefully it does. We're
hitting around 500. It's not terrible.
Definitely not terrible. And you were kind enough to actually remind me of that additional pick that I ended up having with my Cardinals covering against your Packers. Now, you can take the win all that you want, man, of the win column, but remember, good teams win, great teams cover.
Packers are a good team right now. Can't say that we're necessarily a great team.
Yeah, but I think that this is a primetime spot on Sunday Night Football for you guys to go into. I still want to call it Heinz Field, man, or I still want to call it that. So what is it now? Acupuncture Stadium?
Hey, that's probably a closer pronunciation than what
Acrisure Stadium.
Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, and you guys definitely can't forget about GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Oh, you gotta love these sponsorships. One of my favorite broadcaster sayings is Ernie Johnson with Inside the NBA. He's like, unsullied by sponsorship since 1989. Whenever he goes into his own little tidbit, but some of the stuff that Chinmay and I were referring to and talking about. So Chinmay's going into this week 11-10 with his spread picks again, playing 500 ball, and if you play 500 ball against the books, you obviously want to end up winning, but depending on what your units look like, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad day at the office if you play 500.
Right.
I'm 11-11 because of that courtesy pick as well. So I'm tied with Chinmay and wins. If you want to back Chinmay, take yourself out to the Mile High Stadium. Dak Prescott looking to improve to 4-3-1. Dallas, who, by the way, we have CeeDee Lamb and Emmitt Smith, both guys in the minis and the jerseys. Bo Nix, just talked about him. He is in that Vault series as well. Very interesting game of 50.5 total. They look to stay spotless at Empower Field at Mile High out in Denver, Colorado. They look to move to 6-2. As you talked about, you and I have mentioned it, Kansas City, they're looking to run. They look like a Super Bowl contending team, to say the least, as they do every year. But that offense is back into full gear. Kansas City looks to move to 5-3 on Monday Night Football against a Jaden Daniels-less Washington Commanders team. They are favored by 2 scores. They're favored by 11.5 on ESPN Bet. That is, I would be willing to be a betting boy, which I am, sadly. That is not going to close at 11.5. That money I would be willing to bet is going to come in on Kansas City. That'll close closer to 12.5, 13.5.
Okay.
By the time opening kickoff happens. So, is there a particular game you're going to be keeping your eyes on for monetary, fantasy, or just personal purposes that we did not talk about in our spread picks?
So personal purposes, obviously, Packers Steelers Sunday Night Football. That'll be great. That'll be right there. Fantasy purposes, Eagles Giants. I have a lot invested in the Eagles offense, and Broncos and Cowboys is also a good fantasy game for me.
Cowboys and Broncos for yourself. So fantasy for you. What's the fantasy situation looking like for you this year?
So I'm in 2 leagues, and by the way, the baseball double is now 2 to go.
Let's go.
So we should definitely be able to knock that out.
There it is.
Before we hop off here ahead of the 3 p.m. show.
Let's get it.
We should definitely knock out this baseball double. 2 leagues. In one of the leagues is a 10-team league that I'm in. Started out pretty hot, but I've cooled off significantly. I still have the most points scored. So that's a helpful tiebreaker to have in this league because 6 teams make the playoffs out of 10. So as you can imagine, things get pretty tight. I had Quentin Johnston play in this league for Thursday night. So I'm gonna have to beat my opponent 9 versus 10 basically.
It's impressive that you're starting a man down. That was nice of you to start a man down.
So that's a rough one. Yeah. In the other league that I'm in, I'm 6-1 at the moment. Have a lot invested in the Eagles offense with Jalen Hurts. Have dealt with some injuries, but just made a trade for JSN. So hopefully I can after this bye week for JSN and Puka Nacua, hopefully that duo can get things going for me, and hopefully some guys come back from injury as well. Still possibly a couple moves to make for me, so it still could possibly be a good season there. But as I always say with fantasy football and football in general, like the game is way too fickle to be thinking about anything other than just that week
to week.
Way too fickle.
If you start looking ahead towards playoff implications,
no.
in week 8,
it's not even
the fantasy gods will get you.
No, it's not even close. I traded for. I remember a few years ago because the injury bug hit me like crazy. I was 5-1 at the time. Looked like I had an absolute juggernaut of a team. This was the year when Derrick Henry gets hurt middle of the season with the foot. Then Lamar Jackson got hurt later in the year. I made a trade for Darren Waller. Darren Waller tweaked his hamstring like in the 3rd play after I traded for him. So fantasy football and football in general, a contact sport like that, it's way too fickle to be worried about anything other than just that week.
Yeah, and the worst part is that if you make a big move for a guy like, knock on wood for you, like a guy like JSN, who was most definitely a league winner this year, all it takes is, a bad hit, a bad route, anything. And like
bad
you said,
hit. Forget bad hit.
Could be,
he could run a route though, in a funny way.
Turn left instead of right. And he's done.
Tweak his ankle. It's very easy for and these guys are professional athletes. They take care of their body in tremendous ways, and usually those things don't happen, and you don't make a trade like that thinking something that happens. It's always a risk. You make moves like that knowing it's always a risk. But like you said, it's not even a hit that can derail. It can be something as innocuous as Sam Darnold hands the ball off to Zach Charbonnet and JSN gets blown up on a blindside block.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be a route.
Yep.
It can be anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, hitting a lot of people more than just about any other year in fantasy this year. We've already seen, I'm sure you've seen it a lot in your leagues, a lot of teams that have been demolished by injuries so far this year. And it's been really, really tough. Doc's got himself a interesting question there in the chat. So this will be a tag team answer from you and I both. Okay. So something that I will mention this briefly. I'm not going to take too much time going into this, Doc, but I'll just drop top 3. If you want to just tag, just check the popular ones. I would say check the mainstream ones that we have out there. And again, much like playing here in the break room, just be responsible with it more than anything else. Browse around about it if you have an interest in it. I always just tell people, look, just for me, if you're going to end up doing something like that, end up putting in 1% of what even less than that, of what you actually make, what you actually do. If you ever want to play something, just do it for fun. I like to play some long shots, but look at the main ones out there, that the main platforms that you see advertised are the good ones. Like that.
Yeah. So so Rob talked about this in the 9 a.m. show when we were talking, briefly mentioned Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier and the whole, sports betting scandal that's been going on.
Yeah.
The Guardians had an issue earlier this year with their
Emmanuel
pitching
Clase
staff.
and Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, a couple of pitchers. Obviously, Jonte Porter in the NBA. And college baseball had a scandal about it too. So I do agree with pretty much everything that Rob said. I have worked closely and do work closely with sports betting.
Yep.
So I will say again, be responsible. As far as the sports betting platforms themselves go, I use DraftKings a lot. I worked with Vox and DraftKings for a long time, so very comfortable with them and their offerings. And I believe DraftKings does have all the odds are pretty comparable.
Yeah,
you're not going to like if the only way, and again, like it's a common thing to shop for odds and like get the best odds. So I wouldn't say don't do it. The only way you're really going to have substantial margin on your winnings if are consistently shopping for the best odds is if you win a lot of your bets.
Yeah.
Right?
That's all that matters.
Having better odds doesn't matter if you're losing every bet.
Exactly.
So you're winning a lot of your bets, and B, you're doing that for every single bet that you place.
Yep.
At that point, it just becomes tedious. It's not like a leisure activity. So like, again, like how leisurely do you want to engage in this? Like, I don't think the platforms are that different. I would say use a legal platform. Don't do the offshore stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Use a legal, legitimate platform. But I wouldn't say like I use DraftKings a lot, but I wouldn't say like DraftKings is substantially better than
they're all
FanDuel or a Caesars or
they're all very comparable.
Like, they're all pretty comparable. Yeah. Some of the bonuses that they offer for new users are different.
That's where I was going to go into.
So I would check those out.
That's what I was going to suggest.
If you're looking at one in particular, like the new user bonuses can vary significantly for these. So I would guess with that.
That's what
the other thing that I would say. Rob mentioned this was because I went to Vegas a few weeks ago.
Yes, you did.
Only bet what you're willing to lose.
Yep.
Do not go into this thinking you're going to hit the lottery with this and make a ton of money. Only bet what you're willing to sacrifice and say, if it's $100, you say like, okay, I'm comfortable losing $100 here. That's cool. Gamble responsibly, I would say.
100%.
Gamble responsibly is the paramount thing.
They have it in every single ad, commercial, even any single prop bet, game line or ad. Yeah. Any single game you open
for any of the people who are saying like, oh, like this is why sports betting is bad, or like this is why gambling is terrible. Like, I would actually argue that the reason that these things are caught so quickly now is because it's been legitimized. Yeah. Because it's been legalized, there are a lot more safeguards and a lot more regulations, and these things have been caught much quicker. On the flip side, though, of course, you promote this activity a lot more, and like Pandora's box has been opened.
Yeah,
you can't close the box now. Like the cat's out of the bag.
It's been so intertwined.
You can't put it back in the bag. So all the moral police now, like it's too late. It's too late now for that. Like now you just have to go into adding more regulations, adding more safeguards, being more responsible with how you offer gambling to the public. Yep. How you I agree. Like the Illinois has this tax thing for each bet. I agree with it. I think for all the things that we would consider like vices to society, there should be some hurdle. There should be some hurdle for you to engage in that activity. But yeah, I would say like all the platforms pretty comparable. Biggest thing, use a legitimate platform and be responsible. That would be my advice.
Yeah, I mean, very well said. Not much more that I could add to that than what Chinmay had already put in. I will just mention one quick point here as we are looking to get these last two spots to get closed out, guys.
Two spots left.
Yep.
Like we have basically 6 minutes left until we have to hop off. I would say if we're not there on the baseball, because this would be a separate wheel spin, we'll do the mini break wheel spin at 2 p.m. Yeah, and we'll see where we're at on this baseball double.
And that's another thing.
If we have any movement, we'll extend the time a little bit. But you get in the wheel spin twice if you get a spot in this double. So
correct.
2 spots left. Should be plenty of opportunities, plenty of reasons for you to hop in here for this first baseball double break.
2 spots left, guys, as Chinmay mentioned.
Full list of headliners.
Yep. All across the board.
All 30 boxes, so nothing's been touched. 20 headliners in 30 boxes, great ratio. And you get your name in the wheel spin drawing twice because it's a double box break. Plenty of incentive. No reason we shouldn't be able to knock this out in the next 5 minutes.
We want to see some names get off that board, man. Want to see some names get put up on the board and send some of these items to your house as soon as Monday.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see that's available to you guys. So only one way to make that happen. I know we got a lot of baseball nuts out there for sure. And yeah, again, 2 spots remaining here. Get some of that chase wheel spin action. 7 spots left in the double box break in the QB room. That has 10 headliners, including guys like Mahomes, Allen Hurts, Knicks, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. 8 spots left in those minis. We've done a mini break over the course of the show. Today we've done 3 total breaks so far over the course of this show. We have the CeeDee Lamb and the Bernie Kosar. We also did a Dan Hampton jersey earlier. So only 1 headliner over the course of the 3 boxes that we've done. So with the minis that we've done, again, guys, all 8 are back up on the board. 12 total minis are left, 5 available headliners. Headliners that are available in those minis include Emmitt Smith, Ray Lewis, George Kittle, my guy, Trey McBride, and Thurman Thomas. Trey McBride on the rivalry helmet there. Very, very nice. Trey, I know Trey does a lot of he does a lot of actual signings that he actually, like personal signings and corresponding places that he signs with. He holds a lot of events.
The cadence that you had for that, I thought you were going to say, like, I know Trey personally. He's a great guy. I was like, I didn't know this.
He actually just shot me a text as we...
I didn't know this.
As we speak. So, still 2 spots left to go there. 7 in the double box break for that QB room. 6 in the single box break for the Fall Classic. Guys, again, this has not been touched yet. Everything is up and available, all 20 headliners. 7 spots left in the double box break for the Vault. If you guys want to have a chance to double up on a James Cook secondary headliner and the man of the hour in Tom Brady on a game day authentic, Chinmay and myself, we talked about it earlier. The overall value for a Tom Brady going upwards of $4,000 for a game day authentic. He got a price of around $4,300, so in the ballpark of $4,000, you are 40 times Xing your value on a chance of getting yourself Tom Brady and even a double up opportunity at James Cook. Just $202 on the double, $201 on the single. 6 spots left in that QB room on a single box break. 6 spots in the jerseys. The jerseys, headliners galore.
All the headliners are available.
Every guy that you see on the screen, all of these great offensive greats are available to you guys. From Jordan Love down to Joe Montana with Lawrence Taylor, Anquan Bolden, Warren Moon, Terry Bradshaw, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Dan Marino, and Emmitt Smith all in between. Rodney Harrison, Devon Achane, and Jimmy Smith. If you're a Dolphins fan, 3 separate Dolphins headliners in this series. Don't get to see that very often. Big Miami fans here. And then, of course, 6 spots left for that vault I talked about. That has the Bo Nix and the Tom Brady as the headliners, with James Cook and the Warren Moon as the secondary headliners. 8 total boxes left, 4 headliners in total. So 1 spot left in that double box break, guys. 1 spot left for that bat series for the Fall Classic. Want to see that get that broken into? Get yourself some Chase wheel spin money. Again, twice the amount of names are going to go in that bad boy for that being a double box break if we get that. So definitely going to stick around to see that one through for sure.
Two quick updates. 1 spot to go in that baseball double. So some closer magic also on offer there. But Oklahoma is up 26-25 now on Ole Miss after being down by 2 scores. Ole Miss threatening. They're at the 15-yard line. So possibility for the Rebels to take the lead here. But Ole Miss, Oklahoma, big game when it comes to college football playoff implications. Gonna go down to the wire. There's still 13 minutes to go in that game. Ole Miss threatening, but the Sooners have taken the 1-point lead in that game.
Ooh, down to the wire they go. Okay, so the Sooners, see if they can rack up a big victory in the top 25 for the Sooners. See how that goes. So Chinmay talked about it earlier. He's been off to a pretty dominant start to his fantasy season, but I didn't get a chance to drop this to you guys.
Yeah.
So I don't do this very often. I use ESPN, by the way. So
okay.
Ignore the Lamar pun name there at the top. But unfortunately, I had to take Lamar out of my starting lineup. So I've made some trades overall this season. I had Jamar Chase.
Ooh.
So he is no longer on my team. Okay. That was before Joe Flacco got sent to Cincy. So literally like 2 days before he got traded there, I got Josh Jacobs and Stephon Diggs.
It's pretty solid trade.
So I'm not. I haven't lost. Yeah. I have not lost since that happened.
Okay.
So I'm not upset about it.
Not a bad trade.
So overall, a look for the league. I'm also promoting my league pretty well. So you can see my last matchup. I don't want to say I lucked out, but Nico Collins was the last guy I went head-to-head against.
Ooh.
Not like he was doing anything crazy when he left on Monday night, but
Right.
I only lost by 10.
Okay.
So, but, things are starting off pretty well. So my lineup, what it's going to look like this week, guys, again, I play standard PPR, 12-team league.
Okay.
I'm 5-2 right now.
Very
So
good,
I'm
very good.
Second out of 12. I have the second most points in the league. I have Jackson Dart going up against Philly, so I was lucky enough to have Dart while Lamar Jackson being my starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's been injured. I've been lucky enough to have Dart. I got him off of waivers weeks and weeks before. Keyshawn Junkins.
Okay.
So I'm big on my
good.
rookies this year.
Yeah.
So got my boy Keyshawn Junkins. I actually got him in a trade as well. So I've been a busy bee on the trade market, so I've been very, very happy with him. Can I actually go into his transaction report and see what I got him for? Oh, wow. So I cannot believe I can't believe this trade actually happened. This was not vetoed, Chinmay. So I drafted Sam Laporta. And you know how Juwan Johnson got off to a great start?
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine needed a tight end bad. And he, before Judkins signed his deal,
Oh, wow.
he traded me Keyshawn Junkins for Juwan Johnson straight up.
Oh, man.
And,
That's a rough one.
Yeah, it is. And
That's a rough one.
So I got him and Josh Jacobs, and then I have Roma Dunze and Emeka Egbuka, two guys that I drafted. Cade Otton this week will be starting for me at tight end because Laporta's on a bye. Stephon Diggs is my flex. Well, only one flex, and then I have the Pats defense against Cleveland. So unless Judkins is scoring touchdowns, kind of need them to continue to be a top defense. And then Chris Boswell, the always reliable Steelers kicker. And then on a bye this week, I got Kyron Williams, Sam Laporta, Quentin Johnson, who I did not start.
Okay.
Sorry about that, dude.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
And then Lamar
It's
Jackson.
Part of the game.
And then I have Keon Coleman off my bench, and then Braylon Allen on my IR, who I need to drop for somebody. So we got some action over there.
We do. The baseball double break has closed out.
Let's do it.
So we will get that done.
First one, guys. First one.
We will get that done before we close out this show.
Let's get it. You guys
And we will
are
have
animals.
2 wheel spins now.
Wahoo! Let's do it. Who closed that out?
David Harrison.
The headliner.
David Harrison.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it very much, my good man. All right, guys. All numbers are available, so I'm going to need 2 numbers for the baseball series. Thank you very much. I got Chinmay getting this together here. So again, divisions are going to be very different. We got a lot of names across the board too, man. I like to see this. The only person that has multiple spots broken into for this is Dennis with 2. So 6 people in this.
Mark has 2 as well.
Does
Mark has 2 as well.
Mark has 2, Dennis has 2,
Yeah.
Roman has 1, John, and then Harold and David. So you are right, my friend.
Yeah.
So last thing I want is another
another snafu
name mix
there,
out
yeah.
there. So look at that. So Dennis and Mark both want the wheel. Well, guess what? You guys are going to get the wheel. So let's get down to it. No adjustments have to be made to the bad boys. So let's see here. Okay, let's see. We go to the number 1 up here. Start with the number 1. All right, guys. Good luck to everybody. Good luck, everybody. And we're going to bring it right back around to number 26. So 26 in that baseball mixer there, Chinmay, is going to be our first one. And then for number 2, number 26, by the way, Chase Utley, who was in our last series that we had. I think he was the last headliner that went. That Chase Utley bad.
Possibly.
And then 28. 28 as well. 28, is that Jim Rice? Number 28? 28 is Dwayne Wise for me, being a White Sox fan. David's a movie buff. He says, I want that cinema. I want that Kevin Costner bat. So while we get that together, guys, so it's going to be 26 and 28.
26 and 28.
Chinmay, 26 and 28. So let's see, 26 and 28 available for you guys. Hope everyone's enjoying their Saturday, a little college action, a little baseball action. Hopefully this gets you guys in the mood for Game 2 tonight of the World Series.
So let's I will clarify something because
Yes.
so all the boxes in this series, they're all boxes. There's no bat-shaped
Correct.
boxes, but there are bats in the series, obviously,
lot
because
of
of the photos. So basically, the way you'll win the bat, there will be a piece of paper in the box that says you've won XYZ bat.
Correct.
But there's some jerseys, there's some helmets, so that's why all the boxes are the standard Ultimate Autographs box.
Exactly, and it's also going to be no need for any arm days. There's going to be no
Right.
workouts in here.
Right.
There's not like speed flexes or bats that we got to bring
Right.
over here. So
Right.
these are very light. These are all going to be very light, standard Ultimate Autographs boxes that we have. But the mystery still remains the same, guys. So, wow. All right, let's get down to it. We're going to break down a lot of these. If I broke down every single headliner for you guys for possibilities like we did earlier, might be here until the 3 o'clock hour. So, as much as I would like to do that, let's get down to it. Chinmay's already got the prompts to hold up the bats.
I got the actual one and the makeshift one.
Got the wooden one and the makeshift one. So let's put both of those to use. Mark McAdams, you are a Dodger and an Oriole today, and you're also a part of the New York Mets, Chicago Cubs, and you get the cinema spot.
Okay.
So way to go, Mark, for that one. That's obviously the Kevin Costner possibility.
Yeah.
John McWarcher, you got the Angels and Guardians.
Pretty good spot to have.
Awesome. So that Mike Trout, all red goat bat, that could be yours, my man. Roman, your one and only spot, my friend. You have the Braves, Brewers, and the Giants. So we have a lot of Braves in this just for headliners alone, which, by the way, guys, 20 headliners. Speaking of headliners, nobody knows headliners better than David Harrison. He's got the Yankees, Pirates, and Phillies. So you're looking for maybe that Yogi Berra that we have available. Raleigh Fingers, potentially, too, as another possibility option. Dennis Rivers, back-to-back spots. Mariners, Cardinals, A's. Blue Jays, White Sox, Tigers. So Edgar
Lot
Martinez,
of options there.
Julio Rodriguez, Yadier Molina, Frank Thomas, the Blue Jay, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., of course, and then Harold Large. Diamondbacks, Rangers, and Marlins. That would be Corey Seager and Corbin Carroll as possibilities. All right, guys. Less lip, more rip. Ooh, I like that, actually. No Camelucci. He's replacing me at 3.
Yeah.
So we're going to start. We talked about having 20 headliners. Let's get a headliner going. This is actually going to be a baseball bat.
Okay.
As a secondary headliner. We're going with the leadoff man to start us off in the break today. Mark, I hope you enjoy some crab cakes because you're going to be taking a swing out in Baltimore, Maryland. You're going to Camden Park because, my friend, you have won an Adley Rutschman signed baseball bat. Woo! The switch-hitting former Oregon State Beaver, former first overall pick of the Baltimore Orioles, the standout young stud for the Orioles, Mark McAdams. You got 2 spots, and this is why you get that extra spot, Mark. So, gonna put this bad boy out here for you. See what this sucker looks like. So, you were very fond of the last Adley Rutschman bat we had because of how the maple ended up looking here.
Yeah.
So it's nice that, and again, guys, a lot of these bats are very similar to what they actually end up using in game. So this is a custom design model. This is a pro.
We can maybe move the minis and put that bat
for sure
up top here.
Definitely. So just you got to see that in that product cam there. Cool. Nice, says Doc. So there's the Adley Rutschman there on the maple. So very, very nice. Got you there. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
I think it's the other way around, actually. Right? Yeah.
Yes, the bigger one. Yeah, for the barrel. Yeah. Awesome. That stencil is very nice.
Yep, there we go.
Very cool. So Adley Rutschman. Second time we've seen Adley together.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the Orioles out there, I mean, we don't have any Astros for you, Mark, but Astros orange, Orioles orange, American League teams.
Yeah, a little bit. But he's got a headliner, though.
He's got a headliner, which matters. So now we're down to 19 and 29. 19 and 29. 2, 6, 8, 7, 2, 4. Just writing this one up for you guys. So any guesses at all if we get another headliner? What do you want to see out of this series? I want to hear your answer on this. Who's the baseball guy that you're craving for to see?
Let's get the goat bat out.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Let's just see the red bat.
That's probably a pretty obvious answer. I should, I could admit
maybe
that.
Maybe the Freeman Dodgers championship bat is another one. But yeah, let's get that red goat bat out.
Let's do it. Yeah, David said, unfortunately, no Astros. You got another Astros fan in the chat? Man, I mean, I can understand one of the best. I mean, their most successful baseball team, probably not named the Dodgers. Not more than the Dodgers in the last decade, but. How about 2005? Okay. Sorry. That's the only thing that I can actually be happy about as a Sox fan. Just let me have my moment. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys can have another good moment here. Mark with the Adley Rutschman bat. And okay, so we have our first hidden gem.
All right.
Now here's going to be, this is where things get interesting here. So I'm going to need you to hit the research department here for me.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I know who the longevity is for this guy. So if you want to just take a look at that. He played in a pretty controversial series in 2003 in the National League Championship Series. Cubs fans know him very, very well, as he was the Florida Marlins first baseman in 2003. Then he eventually went to the north side of Chicago and built himself one of the best power-hitting numbers of the 2000s. We're talking about a hidden gem in Derek Lee, Chicago Cubs. Mark, our double-up winner. He gets the Cubs and the Orioles. He gets Derek Lee and Adley Rutschman. That is a pretty great middle-of-the-order combination, if I do say so myself. One of the most underrated power hitters of the 2000s in Derek Lee. Chinmay's getting the bat there for you, Mark. Get that bad boy displayed out for you. Thank you very much. Certainly a lot of weapons over there to go through. A lot of swords to swing through over there. So, D. Lee. Again, even me growing up as a Chicago White Sox fan, I have nothing but respect for Mr. Derek Lee. So, over 350 home runs in his career. He's eligible for the Hall of Fame ballot coming up this winter. Again, our 3 p.m. host, he knows him pretty well. Mr. Camelucci ended up winning a World Series championship with those 03 Florida Marlins before going to the north side of Chicago. But that is a Chicago Cubs hit. I got you. It is a Chicago Cubs hit for Mr. Mark McAdams.
Great double up.
This is why you buy 2 spots, guys. This is why you buy 2 spots. Nice mark. Dennis, being the great sport that he always is. Oh. So the ratios stay intact, Chinmay, which is really good. So
they do.
So it's going to be 28 bats left, guys. 19. Count them. Still 19 still left. Mark says cool. Yeah, very cool. I would definitely say I've always been a big D Lee guy. And possibly for the last time, we end up going ourselves right through the break room once again for you folks. Getting ourselves updated before we do the chase wheel spin, and we're going to step aside and let Rip Camelucci hop in the host chair, the one and only Mr. Florida himself.
Boo, Rob, stay. We want Rob. We want Rob. Rip guy sucks.
That's the first and only time you guys will ever hear that, so please take that in while you can. We got a lot of 6, 7s, and 8s across the board. 6s going on in the single bat, or I should say the single box break, I should say, for the Fall Classic baseball bat mixture series. So again, guys, not just baseball bats. Acuna Jr. and Yogi Berra as well on the jerseys, with Yadier Molina, Vladimir Guerrero Sr., and Julio Rodriguez on the lids as well. Those are all refreshed and ready to go, Chinmay, but not anything close to midfield, let alone the red zone, to getting broken open here. So a little bit of chase wheel spin time. So see if we got this all up to go. You do. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. So if you guys are just tuning in, I'm going to give this to the earlier guys that ended up doing that mini break earlier. We ended up having a accidental brain fart on the randomizer. So the people that did not win in that break, we're going to reward you by giving yourself a chance to win in the chase wheel spin.
All right, Rip.
All right, so we're going to rip this wheel 9 times around. Randomizer, wheel, same thing. And it's going to be Jordan Oglesby. So again, I would have been equally as happy to go to anybody, but he was the guy that wanted the NFC East spot.
Jordan and Brian were in the spots that would have won had we kept the original randomization.
Correct.
So yeah.
Order is starting to be restored.
Fitting that one of those guys gets an opportunity at some gift card money.
And the gift card money in question is also going to be more than enough to get himself back into a mini spot if he chooses to do so. $57 going towards Jordan Oglesby.
All right.
So way to go, Jordan. Hopefully looking
Congrats,
to see you
Jordan.
back in these afternoon and evening breaks. And then going back around the wheel again, gonna do that for the Fall Classic. Yeah, for the Fall Classic. So get that going in there. A lot more names in here. A lot more name hitters coming up to the plate in this Chase Wheel Spin. So this one for the most recent series, guys. Again, 9 times around. You were looking for the top number 16 total names. 9 times around we go. Only appropriate that the number 9 for a baseball bat series. The starting 9. Let's see what the lineup card looks like. Mark was definitely our big time winner. Harold is at large at the top of the winner's circle here. Let's see if he stays there after this last time around. And it's going to be Roman. It's going to go to Roman.
All right.
Roman's going to get that. So Roman had 1 spot in the double box break for the bats. Unfortunately, everybody was looking at the top towards Mark. So the rich do not get richer. Let's see how much richer Roman's going to get here, though, from a little UA credit spin. And Jordan Red on Q saying, awesome. Thanks, guys. No, thank you, man, for buying
thank you.
in. Again,
Appreciate it and having patience with us.
Yeah,
understanding.
Patience is always needed.
Yeah.
Patience is huge. So appreciate that, Jordan. And 86.
All right.
2 big numbers going. So, I mean, Roman's going to be happy to see that. So
Rob is gonna be banned from doing wheel spins soon.
Yeah, no, it's going to, it's not going to be great. Jeff and Matt, I can already see messaging me.
I don't think I've entered a number lower than 50.
Yeah, I'm not exactly, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So, so that's how that's going to go. And that's how this show is going to conclude, guys. So, real quick, just wrapping things up with me and my man, Chinmay. Glad that we can get 2 more great items out on the table.
Yeah.
We got 5 total breaks. We ended up having that Dan Hampton jersey, and then started off with 2 minis, and the CD Lamb and the Bernie Kosar, and then keeping the orange and black theme going with the Adley Rutschman Baltimore Orioles bat and the Derek Lee Chicago Cubs bat. So I already know which one mine is going to be my 4. I'm going to spoil it for you. Just because it's a Cubs hit Derek Lee, you got to go 4. I got to keep the hater in me alive. I love Derek Lee as a player, but because if it was a Marlin, he'd probably be number 1.
How does that haterade taste?
Oh man, it's delicious. Trust me, it is. I'll never get enough of it. So that's my 4. I'm gonna go with Bernie Kosar at my 3, CD Lamb at my 2, Adley Rutschman at my 1.
I'm gonna go Adley number 1, CD number 2, Derek Lee 3, Bernie at 4.
Very, very good choices, my man. I say that about your picks on the table, your picks on the spreads. I do not wish the same thing for you in that, my man. But another great morning and afternoon show with you, dude. So it's always a pleasure to work with you, get my Saturday morning started with you. I did not enjoy waking up at 6:30 today and defrosting my car when it was about 30 degrees out, but it was worth it to come here and work with you.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. As Rip was saying about Rob is saying about me. I get to say that about Rip in the next show. So what goes around comes around.
Exactly.
God, with the glazing.
Yeah, we're basically opening up a Krispy Kreme over here with all this glazing going on. So glad that you liked that one, buddy. Thank you. So from Rob to Chinmay to Rip, all of a sudden working the cameras here at UA. Instead of working the cameras, he's going to be working as the host here for the 3 o'clock hour. We're going to step away for the next 40 minutes or so as we get that smudge off the camera there. So for the last time for the afternoon show, Chinmay and myself, make sure to tune into the 3 o'clock show with Rip and Chinmay, and then at the 6 o'clock show tonight. For our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch people that have been tuning in, make sure to drop a like. Let people know about Ultimate Autographs. Your friends, your families, your pastors, your local ice cream vendors, everybody about Ultimate Autographs and our wonderful break room. Until tomorrow morning with Don Pellegrini, I am signing off, and I will catch you guys on Sunday.